Congressman Byron Donalds, former HUD Secretary Ben Carson, and others joined a roundtable discussion with black business owners.
The debate takes place at 9 p.m. Eastern at CNN's headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. It will be simulcast on the Fox News channel. The Supreme Court has issued a much-anticipated abortion ruling.
A day after a Supreme Court draft opinion allowing emergency abortions in Idaho was posted online prematurely, justices have made it an official ruling. This clears the way for Idaho hospitals to provide the procedures for now, but the case could eventually end up back before the court. While the matter plays out in lower courts, the justices temporarily reinstated a ruling that had allowed the emergency abortions without being subject to prosecution under Idaho's near-total ban. The issue centers around the federal act that requires certain hospitals to stabilize or transfer patients who need care. The case comes 2 years after the court overturned Roe v. Wade, which made abortion legal in every state. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Another ruling puts the Environmental Protection Agency's Good Neighbor plan on hold. It would have required upwind states to reduce emissions that affect the air quality in downwind states. America's listening to Fox News.
Paid actor portrayal.
Dude, guess how much I pay for $1 million term life insurance policy?
Gotta be at least $150 a month.
Nope. I got coverage through Ethos all online for less than $70 a month and no medical exam. Just answered a few health questions.
That's impressive. I'm shocked you have life insurance.
Wait, don't you? You have a wife and kids. What if something happens to you? With Ethos, you can start your coverage the same day.
Wow. I'm sold.
Get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A very enjoyable Thursday afternoon. Sunny, 88 for the high. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, 72. Friday, partly sunny. The heat and the humidity start to build back Friday afternoon, 94. Scattered thunderstorms late Friday night. Saturday, an unsettled day with scattered showers and thunderstorms anytime, 94. But Sunday is beautiful, sunny and 83. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Experience the beauty of custom-crafted windows that enhance your home's aesthetics and energy efficiency. Look no further than Infinity from Marvin, proudly brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design. Why choose Infinity? These windows are not just strong, they're 8 times stronger than vinyl, providing unmatched security for your home. Plus, with Lakeside's expert installation, you're guaranteed precision and perfection. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today. Elevate your home with Infinity from Marvin, where strength meets style.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility in this election year? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 38 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Download the free Upside app and earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Well, happy Thursday. It's debate day, folks. It's also Supreme Court ruling day, and we didn't get the big one that everybody's leaning into. Still consequential rulings that have been made, and Hans von Spakovsky will be with us in less than 20 minutes to discuss the latest that he's seen from the Supreme Court. But it is debate day. I mean, is there anything? Everybody is paying attention to debate day today. One way or the other, you're leaning in to find out what happens next. Our YouTube live chat poll for today is, does the debate winner matter? I thought that this would be a pretty resounding response. We have over 50 votes so far, and the show just started. It's crazy close. Does the winner of tonight's debate matter? Let's listen to Britt Hume.
Well, normally, you do have to bone up to some extent to remember details. But what this president is going through is quite unusual because a president, by the very nature of his or her job, his job so far, is cognizant of the details of these major issues. You have to deal with them all the time. So this level of preparation is unusual, and it probably knows something to the fact that, Biden is pretty old and his memory is not so good, and people have seen that, and they see how awkwardly he walks and all the rest of it. So they're obviously trying to get him mega prepped in the hope that he can get through this encounter with Donald Trump and look like a vibrant man.
To look like a vibrant man. Meanwhile, on the Trump side, they're like, maybe not so vibrant. Maybe calm down just a little bit. Just go in, smooth sailing. I had several people ask me yesterday, like, are you nervous for tomorrow? And I'm like, no, I don't have to debate. I'm not nervous, but I do think, I'm going to tell you, tipping off the poll, which I try not to do. You can infer. I'll answer this question later. I try not to skew the poll. I want your voice to matter in this poll without any extra influence from me. But whatever happens is going to happen, and I have no control over it. And it's like the stupidest thing for someone to come on a radio talk show and be like, well... Moving on, what's next? Let's try Kit Kats and ketchup or something stupid like that. Have you seen that? Have we talked about that yet?
No, we have not talked about that.
But you've seen it.
I have not seen this.
No?
No, this is a new internet thing, isn't it?
This is how dumb we are as a nation.
I love it.
Maybe as a world. I don't even know. Is it American? It sure seems like something that would be American. Let's try some ketchup on that. That seems very American. I will not be trying it. There's no element of a trend that will ever exist in the history of time that I will participate in just because it's a trend. There will have to be some sort of, I really like both of those things. That sounds like that would be good. Let's dive in head first. It's funny to me, the juxtaposition of influencers on social media where all these trends generally come from now. They kind of used to come from day-to-day radio broadcast. You'd hear like, oh, did you hear on the morning radio show today they talked about this, that, and the other thing, and then they tried this, and it sounded disgusting. We should try it. I don't really understand that psychology, but it kind of used to start with radio. Now it's starting on the internet, and radio's bringing it into the fold. Ketchup and Kit Kats. I know. Barf. How many people in this audience right now are like, well, if everybody's doing it, I guess I have to try it. I'm not one of those people. We did try, was it Dr. Pepper and pickles?
Dr. Pepper and pickles. Yeah, we tried that one. Was there another trend that we tried?
Probably. This is the state of America right now. So you ask yourself, when there are people out there going, everybody is trying Kit Kats and ketchup, we should too. You have to ask yourself, secondarily, does the debate winner matter? I still think it does. My answer is yes. I'm telling you it does. I think it matters. Do I think that the trajectory of where this debate, or not the debate, where the campaign is headed right now, it favors Trump. So we're driving down the path here, and we're moving in the direction of Trump. Does this solidify his win? Does it make people go, golly gee, I was really wrong about Joe Biden? He is very with it. Like that's the status that we have to prove. Even if you find out that Joe Biden is cognitively present and functional, his policies suck. It's almost worse that he knows what he's doing to the American people. I think that I think the pressure is actually on Donald Trump in this debate, because I feel as though if Joe Biden shows up and does Joe Biden things, people are going to go, yeah, he's still not Donald Trump. Those people, that base. Donald Trump has the opportunity. I think he has the hugest upside for tonight, which is why I say the pressure's on. If you go into a game and it's double elimination and you've got one loss already, that's, in my opinion, where Joe Biden is right now. He's got one loss already. It's a double elimination scenario, and I'm speaking in sports metaphors here, so if this doesn't apply to you because you're not a sportsy person, I'm just saying he's on the edge. And I feel like Donald Trump is basking in the I'm not Hillary Clinton candidate. I'm not Joe Biden candidate. This would be the third election in a row where the United States chooses to elect a president who isn't the other one. And as long as Joe Biden does Joe Biden things tonight, that's still advantage Donald Trump. However, what if Donald Trump did something tonight to earn the votes of people who are maybe on the fence, not so much about, ooh, do I vote for Biden? Do I vote for Trump? Do I vote for Biden? Do I vote for Trump? I just can't decide. There are people who are thinking, I'm never voting for Joe Biden, but I just can't stomach a vote for Donald Trump. Tonight, he could earn those. I don't think that Joe Biden and Donald Trump are competing against one another, because we already know what they bring to the table when they are in the office, in the Oval Office. We already know what those presidencies look like. Joe Biden is fighting against Father Time. Joe Biden is fighting against his own cognitive deterioration that you've seen and I've seen, and everybody loves ice cream. That's how I bet he finishes that sentence in his head. I don't think that there's anything that is left to be questioned about, well, I don't know. I don't really know what Donald Trump would do with the border. He will build a wall. I mean, like, that is at the most foundational, basic level of understanding of what Donald Trump wants to do. Whether it's metaphorical or literal, Donald Trump wants to secure the border. It was a platform pivotal point in the 2015 election, and it helped get him elected. Joe Biden is responsible for the disaster that this immigration situation has become in our country. It's on him. Joe Biden's immigration policy is, what did Trump do? We're going to undo that. That's it. We know the difference between these two. We know what the economy felt like. We know what our checking account and savings account and credit card bills felt like under Donald Trump, and we know what it feels like under Joe Biden. We get all of that. I don't need anybody to explain it to me, and I dare you to come into my face and tell me that my own lived experience in this economy and in the one that preceded it is wrong because I don't understand what you're doing for me in the process. I challenge you on that. We get it. Blue, red, Republican, Democrat. It doesn't matter that their ages don't matter. Their abilities matter. And it's very obvious to everybody who's watching what's going on right now that one of these two individuals isn't capable of doing the job. However, that is still not enough for people to not vote for the other guy. So tonight, while Joe Biden tries to beat down his opponent of Father Time, Donald Trump has to beat down the likes of Donald Trump that have been created by the Jake Tappers, by the Dana Bashes, by the CNNs, by the MSNBCs, by the BuzzFeeds, by the Yahoos, by all the, that's a literal publication. I'm not just referring to them as Yahoos, although I could. There's this caricature of a man that has been created about Donald Trump. And if you've listened to any of the pregame coverage, it's like the pre-week coverage of what Donald Trump is going to do in this moment, they're like, there's a tale of two Donald Trumps here. And there's a lot of talk about Joe Biden trying to deliver lines that get under Donald Trump's skin. The main one of which is to call Donald Trump a loser. So get Donald Trump on his heels, talk to him about the 2020 election, call him a loser, do it as fast as you can, and let Donald Trump poke holes in his own ship. If I were in charge of Joe Biden, and somebody sure as heck is, that's what I would try to get him to do. We'll see how quickly that happens in the debate tonight. We'll see if they take Joe Biden, turn Joe Biden up to 11, and then say, go get him, Joe. He'll be yelling, then he'll be whispering, then he'll be yelling, then he'll be whispering. And we'll be like, I don't know what's going on here. This is kind of crazy. And Donald Trump will be like, you got to be freaking kidding me. And I quote from one of his last rallies in 2020, can you imagine how embarrassing it would be to lose to this guy? Well, I mean, go ahead and say that on the air. Like at the debate, I'd say I would go to that if Joe Biden decides to try to get nasty. It's a risk, though, for Joe Biden to go on the attack because it plays. When you think about the old guy rocking on the front porch of the United States of America in the Oval Office, yelling to get off my lawn, and you're like, actually, that's my lawn, and I pay for it. But they don't remember that, and then they just kind of grumble at you and so on and so forth. The yelly, angry thing, it doesn't really counteract the Father Time opponent that Joe Biden is facing, unless he can really pull it off. And unless Donald Trump's skin is so thin that he can't handle it. And you see Donald Trump, he goes toe-to-toe with Kim Jong-un. He calls him Rocket Man. He says, my button is bigger than yours and mine actually works. To the most psychotic leaders that have nuclear weapons at their fingertips, he can go toe-to-toe with them. If he can't keep his cool against a frail and stale Joe Biden at a debate night, that's on Donald Trump. I'm praying that we don't get that tonight from Donald Trump. I am a realist. Some might call it a pessimist, people who know me best. And I can't unremember watching Donald Trump in that one super combative debate where they were just slapping each other back and forth. And it's like, this is the biggest freaking joke. You gear up for this. You get keyed up to watch this because you're going to send your fighter into the ring so that you can come out victorious in a way that athletics, like when you say, oh, did we win tonight? If I ask Brad, hey, did we win tonight? And I'm talking about the Cardinals, he'll go, yeah, we won 4-1. It was great. We did nothing. There's no we. But there is in an athletic professional sports kind of way, because you have an allegiance to a team. You wear their uniform. You buy their merch. You go spend $10 on a beer to watch them play baseball in a city that is remotely unsafe. You still say we. When Donald Trump goes to the debate stand, has a debate with Joe Biden, when Trump goes to his people, when Joe Biden goes to his people, and we sit back as Americans and say, did we win tonight? That is a we. He's there on behalf of us. It's not the same thing where you're just lending your heart over to an emotional endeavor of supporting a sports team that you love, that I love dearly, and that you passionately root for, which has no actual effect on any outcome whatsoever. This is different. This all matters. Whether you're Team Trump or Team Biden, I appreciate every single one of y'all that are listening today. Whichever side you are, you're going to want to know if we won the debate. Because it does matter. When they go up there, they have to remember that they are representing us. They don't represent the color of the jersey. And this is the wild thing. The winner, the ultimate winner in November, assumes the fans of the other side and has to represent them as well. How long has it been since you felt like that's how they took their job so seriously? The Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll. Does the debate winner matter? Yes or no? Go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel. I'm going to peek here at the results a little. It's still really close. Good grief, you people. Come on, be decisive. Or at least make your case in the YouTube live chat poll. I'll be interested to hear what Brad and Ryan think about this as well. Ooh, a good classic radio song here. Let's read. Info says this debate does not matter unless Trump royally screws up. I still don't believe that Biden will be the candidate. I don't think he's a candidate either. Russell said, I voted yes, but I only think if Biden falls on his face, it could change who the Stooges will pull to be the nominee. But who knows? Go vote. Let's talk to Hans when we come back. Don't go away.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan. Man, this is the smartest way that you can approach your mortgage or your refinance. Here's the deal. I know that a lot of y'all are dealing with credit card debt. It's not something you talk about, but it is something you think about all the time. You got a lot of equity in your home right now? Maybe a refinance is a smart move. When you talk to Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage, he will incredibly discreetly handle talking to you about how he can help you. And I'm going to be honest with you. If he thinks that, no, you know what, I don't actually think this is the best thing for you, he'll tell you that too. He's done that to me, myself. I've gone through 2 bagel loan refinances with him when rates were coming down a little bit lower and a little bit lower. I used him to make sure that I locked in a low rate. I'm glad I listened to him when he advised me in that way. And I'm encouraging you to have that conversation with him. The number that I'm about to give you, which you can poke in your phone or jot down on your desk right now, it goes straight to Stewie. So when you call him or you text him, say, Annie said something about a bagel loan. Can you help me? Or something like that. And you'll talk to Stewie, and he will help you. 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Hello, Mike Carter here. I wonder if you knew that after the purchase of the Louisiana Territory in 1804, a formal 3-flag ceremony was held in St. Louis to mark the transfer. The Spanish flag lowered and the French tricolor raised. That in turn was lowered the next day and the flag of the young Republic of the United States stood tall. I'm Mike Carter of Carter Law Offices here, and at that moment the people living here went from being subjects to being citizens of a great free nation. Jump ahead 220 years to what we have become, and over 6 million men, women, and children now call Missouri home. Our largest cities are an economic powerhouse, and our small towns and family farms remain the heart of the nation. A friend wrote me one time at Carter Law Offices, "Hey, Mike Carter, why don't Missouri residents show their pride by flying our state flag more often like the folks in Texas?" I was like, that's a really great idea. And I was thinking, maybe anybody who's listening to this, if you want to send me an email at mike@carterlegal.com with your name and address if you're okay doing so, and I'll send you a free state flag, and you can hang it out on your front porch and show everybody you're as proud of Missouri as I am.
Saturday, June 29th, the Cardinals host the Reds, and you can be a part of history. New for 2024, don't miss the mystery-sized Cardinal jersey presented by Stiefel. This mystery-sized giveaway is the first of its kind when 25,000 fans ages 16 and older receive a mystery Cardinals jersey in a variety of different adult sizes. You won't know which you'll receive until you walk through the gates of Busch Stadium. For tickets and details, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Alec Burleson, St. Louis Cardinals, for the Lou.
Christian Day, presented by He Gets Us, returns to the ballpark on Saturday, June 29th. That day, the Cardinals host the Reds, and following the game, all fans can enjoy a post-game program featuring current Cardinals players, broadcasters, and this year's featured speaker, former St. Louis Ram and Pro Football Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce. That's Christian Day at the ballpark, Saturday, June 29th. For tickets and details, visit cardinals.com/Christian Day.
This is Matt Carpenter, St. Louis Cardinals, for the Lou.
Summer is right here now. Summer starts June 21st, but let's just say summer started. I have to say, if you have not been proactive and scheduled your checkup to make sure your air conditioner is ready, that's fine, because I'll be honest with you. If I wasn't in the business, I wouldn't either. So if you haven't done it, if you haven't had it checked and it does break down, just save my number in your phone. Not while you're driving, but when you stop or when you're at that light or when that really, really slow driver is in front of you in the passing lane, that's the perfect time to save my number. Call me. It's Bart Inman. One easy number. The easiest of all numbers for Missouri and Illinois. It is 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, it's bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Keep the air you're paying to heat where it should be with 15% off attic insulation. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
It's finally here. Donald Trump and Joe Biden together in one room.
I said, I accept. They didn't even tell me where it was, who it was. I didn't care.
Tonight, the presidential debate. Keep it here on 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Fry Show.
The broader picture to me is that I think there's an emerging consensus of some of the conservative or right-of-center justices on the court, particularly Barrett, Kavanaugh, and the Chief Justice, for standing, which gives running room to the progressive bloc on the court, because those three progressive judges, I think, are willing to side with strong standing if it's a case that they don't want to see addressed. And at the same time, they'll depart from that if it's expedient for them to do that. I think they're going to be able to avoid a lot of bad rulings for their side, as it were, on standing grounds, that they're going to be the court is going to be very narrow in what decisions it will make versus what it would rather see decided by the political process.
We the people of the United States.
More perfect.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Heritage legal expert Hans von Spakovsky.
Well, happy Thursday. Happy debate day, Hans. It's good to have you back on the show with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
I want to ask you to kind of sum up what you feel so far about the Supreme Court rulings that we have been provided. The immunity one, the big one that I'm waiting for and most people are waiting for, not there yet. But it seems as though my amateur estimate of what's going on here, it seems like the Supreme Court is really, really, really trying hard not to be an activist.
Well, yeah, no, I think that's accurate. On the other hand, and by the way, you know, they had announced earlier in the week that they were going to release decisions Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. As of today, they released 4 opinions, leaving us with another 6. And we just heard that they're not only going to release opinions tomorrow, but also on Monday. So we still may not get that presidential immunity case until Monday.
Hans, what do you make? What do you make of the delay on this? I don't know how this all works. You certainly are more familiar with it. Are they still deciding, or how do you come up with the release schedule?
Well, a lot of it depends on the seniority of the judge who's actually writing the majority opinion, and they go in reverse order. So the judge who's been on the court the least amount of time, they tend to release those decisions first. And when you get towards the end of the Supreme Court's term, which is where we are now, the decisions that are released tend to be the ones written by the most senior lawyers on the court, which means I think that we may get quite a few decisions written by Chief Justice John Roberts. I would expect actually that he may be the one writing that presidential immunity case, because it's a historic case. You know, that issue's never, ever been decided by the U.S. Supreme Court. So I suspect we're going to get an opinion from Roberts. And it may be Monday, the last day, because I think that the justices will be, they're like, release that opinion and then leave town for their vacations.
Yeah, for sure. Hans von Spakovsky with us right now, the senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation. It's probably worth asking you, I always try to think of, like, what's the most basic of basic questions that I can ask? And if I don't know the direct answer to it, it's always a worthy endeavor to discuss it. But let's go over for a minute. Everyone's talking about the immunity case, What is the immunity case?
President Trump went to the Supreme Court and said that a president should be immune from a former president should be immune from criminal prosecution for acts that he carried out while he was president. And that kind of immunity already exists from civil actions. In other words, you can't sue, I couldn't sue Barack Obama today, asking for civil damages because of something he did while he was president that I say injured me or caused a loss of money. Because the Supreme Court already made that decision many years ago, said presidents can't be sued for civil liability. But they never made a decision, because they've never been faced with it, of, well, okay, you can't sue a president for civil liability, but can a former president be criminally prosecuted for things that he did while he was in office? And that's the issue before the U.S. Supreme Court that we're awaiting a decision on.
So the basis of that ruling, if it's 5-4, if it's 9-0, who knows what's going to end up happening here? Maybe you have some thoughts on how it might shake out. What is the consequence of finding out that Donald Trump does have presidential immunity, or in fact that he does not? What happens then with the court cases that we're facing right now?
Well, it depends, obviously depends on how the decision comes out. If the Supreme Court says, no, a president has no immunity from criminal prosecution, then the cases against Donald Trump, particularly the federal cases, the one down in Florida, the one in Washington, D.C., they go full speed ahead. If the court comes out and says a president has complete and total immunity from criminal prosecution for acts committed while he was in office, then many of these prosecutions go away. However, I suspect that what they're going to do is they're going to come in with a decision that says, yeah, president does have immunity for his official acts committed while he's president, but not for personal acts that have nothing to do with his duties. And if that's the case, then you're going to have to figure out, well, for everything he's being prosecuted for, which of them were official acts, which were personal acts. And I suspect the Supreme Court will then send the case back down. For example, the criminal prosecution in D.C., they'll send the case back down to the trial court where the criminal proceeding is going on to say, you need to figure out for everything he's being prosecuted for, which were official acts, which were personal acts.
That sounds time consuming.
It is. And in fact, if that's the case and they remand it or send it back down to the trial court, there's no way that we will get a trial before the November election. Because whatever the judge says, if the judge, for example, says, well, you don't have any immunity, everything you're being prosecuted for, those were personal acts, not official acts. Well, what's going to happen? Donald Trump's going to appeal that judge's decision back up through the Court of Appeals and then to the U.S. Supreme Court.
What's the danger of the Supreme Court coming back and giving some sort of blanket immunity that, the most favorable outcome maybe for Donald Trump in this specific time will have set a precedent for future presidents to potentially be immune from things that would be criminal? Is there a danger for that? The pendulum swinging that far as well?
Well, that's what the Justice Department argued when this case was up for oral arguments before the Supreme Court. But they were just crazily exaggerating the potential of what could happen. I mean, the examples that were being used in the court were, okay, well, what if a president orders SEAL Team 6 to assassinate his political rival? I mean, come on. That is just, it is absurd and ridiculous to claim that anyone we elect as president would do something like that. And it's also insulting to our military to believe that any of our military leaders would obey a clearly unlawful order like that. I just don't think that's a real risk, that you would have a president who would basically act like a dictator or something like that. I think the real risk is if they don't find immunity, because then I think presidents will hesitate to take actions if they know they could be criminally prosecuted. And look, the most obvious example of that is, remember, when Barack Obama was president, he ordered drone strikes on terrorists in the Middle East, and in some of those, civilians were killed.
Yeah.
Without immunity, when Donald Trump came in, he could have told his attorney general to criminally prosecute the president for those civilian deaths, President Obama, for those civilian deaths, and to charge him with murder.
We're speaking with Hans von Spakovsky right now. I want to ask you quickly about, I guess, gag orders, which is like a whole category now. You have to be specific about which gag order we're talking about. The temporary, or not the temporary, but the partial lifting of the Mershon gag order in the Alvin Bragg Manhattan trial, but also what looks to be kind of like a circus act going on in Florida with Judge Cannon. What do you make of the efforts to keep Donald Trump's trap shut with these very lawfare-based charges that Donald Trump is facing in these two different jurisdictions?
I think these gag orders are unconstitutional, particularly the one by Merchant in the New York case. Yeah, he lifted it partially, but the trial's over. The defendant in this case, Donald Trump, should have every right, in fact, he does have every right under the First Amendment, to criticize absolutely everyone involved in that case. And what does Judge Merchant say? Well, you still can't prosecute the judge and the staff and the prosecutor stuff. That is such a fundamental violation of his First Amendment rights that I'm just shocked that remains. In the Florida case, as you know, Jack Smith, the special prosecutor, has tried to get more of a gag order, more of a limit on what the president can say, and so far he's been unsuccessful. Judge Cannon actually, I think, has been ruling the right way and refusing to grant that.
Before we let you go, Hans, obviously debate is taking place tonight. Are there any issues that you would really like to see addressed at this debate tonight you think are consequential, especially when it comes to constitutional adherence and respect?
Well, the biggest issue I think that has got to be discussed is the crisis at our border, which is unprecedented in American history and is not only a danger to the public, it has already resulted in the murder and killing of innocent people in this country. And that needs to be discussed, frankly, at full length, because we need to hear from Joe Biden what his excuses are for allowing that to happen. And frankly, I'd like to hear from Donald Trump what he would do to stop that, what steps he would take to reverse the policies that have led to this basically open border.
Do you think we'll get that from Jake Tapper and Dana Bash?
Well, we ought to get it if they're doing their job and not just simply acting as shills for Joe Biden and trying to give him cover for all the errors and mistakes that he's made as president.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Well, I look forward to reconnecting with you after that immunity ruling is made. It'll be a big one. It'll be very consequential in this campaign, probably as much as the debate tonight. So we will reconvene, Hans. Thanks for being with us today.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Take care. Bye-bye. Hans von Spakovsky is a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation. On X at H. Von Spakovsky. Go tell him hi. Quick break. When we come back, Weekends America coming back in studio with us. He's got Gen Z stories. Boy, what a tease. Let's talk about the young kids. Remember, Brad, when we were the young kids? Remember when we were the millennials?
Just barely.
I remember when people were still like, these freaking millennials. And I'm like, we're 40 with mortgages. You can stop now. And they have. Now we're talking about Gen Z. I don't think they're all that bad. But we'll see. Maybe these are great stories. Wiggins, America, next.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
RulerFoods.com. Go to rulerfoods.com right now and schedule a delivery. Savings shipped right to your door. That's great. Delivery is such a convenient way to fit grocery shopping into your routine. But when you're paying high prices for that, that just kind of sucks. And when everything costs a lot more money, you need to save. Sometimes the delivery goes out the door. Now, when you shop at Ruler Foods, you don't really have to deal with that because you get to enjoy the Ruler Foods prices delivered directly to your door. Go to rulerfoods.com. You can schedule your delivery through there. You can go shop a Ruler Foods if you haven't gone in the store yet. Why? Hello, go. It's cheaper. You're going to save money. And they have the name brands you love. They have Kroger brands at Ruler Foods prices. They also celebrate the right things, if you ask me. They have a Hydrate Your Heroes promotion special going on right now where they are working to highlight local heroes, those EMTs, law enforcement, all of these people who are keeping your community safe, to award them some hydration. Kroger Purified Drinking Water, 24 packs, 2 for $5. Buy one for you, donate the other. 28-ounce Powerade or Bubbly Burst, 10 for $10. And Prime Hydration, the kids love it, $1.88. Go to Ruler Foods, save on your grocery bill, help your local heroes, get a delivery, rulerfoods.com.
Mike Carter here. Too often we lose sight of how fortunate we are to live in Missouri. When I travel out of state on business, people say, Mike Carter, what's so special about Missouri? Well, let's start with the mighty Mississippi and Missouri rivers traversing the state. They were the superhighways of the day used by French fur trappers and traders. Later, American settlers like Daniel Boone and waves of pioneers drove their teams and wagons along the Boone's Lick Trail he blazed. Carter Law Offices right now, founded by me, Mike Carter, started and is on Boone's Lick Trail near where those intrepid settlers crossed the Missouri to harness the land. Rich soils and generations of farm families like my own grandparents made Missouri the breadbasket of America. Drive a few minutes outside our cities and towns, and you'll find yourself passing miles and miles of undulating wheat and corn, farms and ranches that feed our nation. I'm Mike Carter, and I'm proud to live and work in the Show Me State, a place God blessed just a little bit more. Go to MikeCarter.com to see more about our great state of Missouri.
Say hello hello to Lumi, the whole-body deodorant developed with your whole body in mind. Pits, privates, and beyond. It's outrageously effective and clinically proven to block odor all day, anywhere you have body odor and wish you didn't, and keeps controlling odor up to 72 hours. Lumi is different. Developed by an OBGYN, Lumi goes beyond masking odor to control body odor in a way certain other deodorants and soap don't. Start controlling body odor everywhere, not just armpits. Experience whole-body freshness from Lumi Whole Body Deodorant today. Go to LumiDeodorant.com to be the best-smelling you of all time. There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 203 and get 15% off your first purchase with code 203. Like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 203 for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 203 to save 15% today. LumeDeodorant.com.
Zero Res has the best deal of the summer for you right now. 3 rooms clean starting at $129 and take $50 off your air duct cleaning package. Call 314-474-2020 or book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
We are playing both Biden and Trump bingo tonight. So a reminder to get your cards, go to Facebook.
Yeah, if you go to the Annie Fry Show Facebook, all the details are up there. It's also on the description of today's YouTube live. But everybody's got a bingo card. This is not a novel idea. We did Biden bingo for the State of the Union, and we had like 350 people playing at one time. So the way it'll work tonight is we will... As we hear words, we're going to like shout them out at the debate party and play together. And the way it works with ours is you can play digitally with us. It's not like, oh, print it out and mark it with a drink every time. You can.
You can
do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
But you can play digitally, like on your phone with us.
So what we're saying is, I mean, everybody at 97.1, especially right here, we are going to make tonight a little bit more than just watching a debate. So participate in these fun things with us, especially if you're planning on watching it anyway. Be a part of it. 1247. Oh, by the way, the YouTube live chat poll. Does the debate winner matter? Yes or no? Let us know why you believe what you believe and, yes or no. 1248 now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The National Memorial of Military Ascent is on a mission to create a first-class Veterans Memorial Complex in Grafton, Illinois. Sue Thomas here. Conservatives Care is honoring our veterans. Learn more at 971talk.com/care.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
All right, welcome back. A reminder, go get your bingo cards like Ryan was just saying there on the Annie Fry Show Facebook page. I got all the info up there. We also have all of the info up in the description of today's YouTube live broadcast. So you can get your bingo card we've got a Trump bingo card and we've got a Biden bingo card. We want you to play both. All right, Saucy Nuggets, take it away.
Wiggins! Oh, Wiggins! Man, you know how to do that because I can't respond. You just boom, and then there we are.
We should talk about it.
I was signing up for my Trump bingo card when you were saying that as well.
That's why I wanted to give you some time. I was just thinking about you, Ryan.
Thank you very much.
That's all I do.
This is Wiggins America.
Think about Saucy Nuggets.
No. Even I'm uncomfortable with that.
I hope that there's a whole host of people going to Wendy's to order their Saucy Nuggets and they can't get through their order and the drive-thru person's like, you're weird.
Yeah, like they're just ordering normal, but they're saying it in ways that make everybody uncomfortable.
Oh, I just thought they'd be chuckling and giggling.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Let us know what your Saucy Nuggets experience is.
At Radio Wiggins, not anything that has to do with the show. Just send it
at
straight
Radio
to
Wiggins.
him. Ryan is the saucy nuggets expert.
That is fine. And you can
He's
refer to me.
really into saucy nuggets.
Yeah, Wendy's may actually know of me.
The
by
saucier, the better.
Yeah, the cease and desist is on its way.
Gross. Gross. Because even thinking about the actual saucy nuggets being oversauced is also gross. All right, we're doing Gen Z stories here. I'll start with something a little lighter. Gen Z is criticizing us, millennials and Gen X, for a variety of things that we're doing wrong.
Oh, that's sad.
So I'm going to share a couple of these with you and see
Taking
if...
a page out of the Gen Xers and not caring.
It's like, okay, noob.
Exactly. Now, tell me, though, are you doing this? Is this something you've changed? Do you even know
These
that
are
this
things
is
that
in or out of style?
Gen Z doesn't like that Gen Z doesn't like that millennials are doing?
They're advising us
Oh, good.
to either stop doing this or start doing this or whatever, change
good.
this, whatever it is.
We've been waiting for help.
Gen Z says to you and to me,
Yeah.
we need to talk about your side parts. So
No.
if you have a side part, this is something that I think we've discussed, but it's been
Yes.
quite a while.
The Gen Zers part in the middle.
Gen Zer says, gone are the days of the emo swoop.
That's not really true. And we were parting on the side before emo was anything.
They say it's time to start parting your hair down the middle.
It's
Brad, Andy?
time to start minding your business about where I part my hair.
Because here's the thing. I remember parting hair parts down the middle whenever I was younger, junior high, high school, stuff like that. If you've done it once in your life, you can't then unironically go back and do that same style.
I know what you mean. Like if
Can't do it.
it's gone out of style and then it's back
within your lifetime,
you can't
you
go
get
back
one shot at it.
I understand. Some of these will address that. Here's another one: crew socks over ankle socks. So you got to wear the short socks that don't come up really above your ankle bone.
No. Millennials wear the ankle socks.
Wait, crew socks over ankle socks. Did I
Yes.
say that right?
Young kids wear the
Okay.
crew socks.
Yeah, they wear the crew socks.
Yes.
Millennials wear these.
Okay, that's what I thought. But so after I read it, I'm like, wait a minute, did I read that backwards?
And the millennials are also not mad about that. I literally have my hair parted on the side, and I'm wearing ankle socks.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about my underwear or I am wearing boot cut jeans. They're not skinny jeans.
Oh, man, that one's one of them.
Oh,
later.
I know. But I like boot cut. And we did it first. No, we didn't. Our mothers did it. But that's besides the point.
Okay, Brad, question for point of reference here.
Okay.
If you did, let's say you did the side part and you never changed, but it came back into style, are you okay?
Oh, you're super old at that point.
Because I do this with the socks. I never got
Ryan,
the low profile
maybe
socks.
you just weren't cool.
Ryan, you have never a single day in your life put on your socks for fashion.
I have, but it's rare.
No, you haven't.
It's very rare because
What?
I have a couple of the low profile socks for if I need to wear shorts and shoes. But most of the time when I wear shorts, I'm wearing sandals. So it doesn't really matter.
So you wear your socks with them.
I can't say I've never done that.
And your cargo jorts.
Yeah, yesterday my wife said you need to get shorter shorts.
Just in case you need to carry your hammer to Ruler Foods.
If I saw
That's what the
me
little loop was
coming
for.
into Ruler Foods with a hammer, I'd be like, I'm getting out right now. I don't know what that guy's going to do. He's going to smash up things. If he's going to smash up the pork rinds, I don't know which.
Joe says part Annie's hair in the middle on the break. I don't like that he says that as if there's going to be somebody other than me doing the parting. But I might.
That's your makeup person's going to come in.
Which is also me.
All right. The half tuck is dead.
Oh, yeah. I'm a half tucker.
Are you really?
I'm not half tucking right now, but that's what this looks like this.
Is that a thing?
Hell yeah.
See, these are, I'm so
I didn't
out
even
of
know
it
that was a
that I
thing.
didn't even know these things were things.
It's because this is for women, Ryan.
gonna say.
What's your source?
Not all of them.
What's your
Socks,
What's
New York
your
Post,
source?
New York Post, New York Post. 3
I'll allow
times.
that. That's better
now
than
it
I
appears in the mirror.
Is the New York Post, is it at the beginning say, a BuzzFeed article just reported?
No, I didn't see that. It's always
New York
possible.
Post aggregate of a BuzzFeed article.
Yeah, it says that you are out of style if you're still doing a half tuck, which I never did, and I want credit for. Last one, baggy jeans are back in style over skinny jeans. Again, never really left this.
This is not for you. You don't even have hair to part.
That is true. That's why I didn't weigh in on that one. But it was for Brad. It was talking about emo
Do you part your
kids
hair?
and stuff. Brad can part his hair. I don't know if he is.
I have what they call a hard part.
What if he parted
Do
his
you?
hair in the middle?
It would look so ridiculous.
You should try it.
All right, on the break, I'll part my hair down the middle, and so will Brad.
Okay.
And Ryan will do it for us
We've
both.
got a public event after this.
Yes, we do.
This is not exactly not public.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we're in the privacy of a studio.
That's our goal, at least. Yeah, forget about the 226 people watching on YouTube.
Before we
That's
run
my
out of time, in light of tonight's debate, it says, this is Daily Beast, says, forget CNN, Gen Z will be watching the TikTokers tonight. So if that answers your question about being on TikTok, there you go. You want to reach Gen Z? That's how you do it.
I don't want to reach them.
You don't?
I want them to leave me alone.
Don't you want to reach them
They
politically,
spent
though?
this entire segment insulting her.
No, despair and financial ruin will reach them politically.
Which leads me to another story.
Put that on TikTok.
That says
That'll be
they're
our
having
first
trouble
one.
getting houses, but that they're also becoming a phrase here called NEET, N-E-E-T, not employed, educated, or in training.
Worthless. Just
So
call
you're-
it worthless.
Yeah, well, you're not, and they come up with a word for it.
Listen,
NEET.
this is the thing. Everything that you just reported on there exists because of social media. There are Gen Zers all over the country right now who think that's as stupid as we think it is.
Good for them.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
I would say they're the majority. They may part their hair in the middle, but they don't have any opinions on where my hair is currently parted right now. I'll move it to the middle and feel so much more valuable as a human.
Yes, please.
To the two of you, old farts.
Thank
In
you
the
for
ring.
tuning in. Stay through the break. Watch Annie change her physical appearance.
On the radio.
Yeah.
Tyrus, next.
You know, there's a sign I keep in my office that reads, "Remember where you came from." Well, Mike Carter here of Carter Law Offices. We all remember where we grew up, the schools we attended, and the streets we played on, and the friends we made. The Carter family has deep roots in Missouri. There was a Civil War captain from St. Charles County who became sheriff of Lincoln County. My own grandparents had a farm down in Carter County where I spent a couple boyhood summers riding a pig, to and fro. For myself, Mike Carter, I was raised in North County, and before you ask, I went to Hazelwood West High School. Growing up, my parents taught me that if I studied and worked hard, good things were sure to follow. And like many of you, I went to Mizzou, working my way through college, bussing tables, driving for UPS. Then I graduated law school, founded Carter Law Offices, and serve now as a municipal judge and general counsel of the largest employer in St. Charles County. But I never forget North County, where I came from, and the people and places that we all remember that make us who we are. Go to MikeCarter.com and check out some interviews from some other people across the great state of Missouri.
Well, if you live in St. Louis, then you have access to one of the great sauces of the world. I'm, of course, talking about Andrea's steak sauce. It's been around since 1978, and you can get it at many, many stores around here. You know, in Chicago, I visited many other places where you got to go to specialty stores to get Andrea's sauce because it's like people in the know about Andrea's sauce outside of St. Louis. But we have it all over the place. They also now have a barbecue sauce, which is so good that almost every day after the show, I see Brad Range eating a very late lunch with Andrea's barbecue sauce. I'm sure he would use the salad dressing and the steak sauce if we had a grill here at Odyssey. But we don't.
Salad and steak for lunch.
That would, man, I'm telling you, there's a goal. There's a life goal for you here. Andrea's steak sauce is famous, and you should get a bottle of it because it is summer, and the summer nights are awesome for grilling. Love it. Get a bottle at area grocery stores or, of course, at Andreas.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio.
That's GetJim.com.
97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The Force will be with us. I'm Therese Crowley, Fox News. Air Force One and Trump Force One to arrive in Atlanta for the CNN presidential debate. The economy expected to take center stage. Fox Business' Edward Lawrence.
Let's do a little pre-fact-checking before the showdown tonight. President Biden likes to say this.
The plan's working. You know, we've created 15 million jobs since we took office.
But the president brushes over the COVID shutdown. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the economy added back all the jobs from the pandemic and then actually created 6.2 million jobs. Now, President Biden posting on X recently that Trump is the first president since Hoover who left office with fewer jobs. Again, fails to mention that it was the COVID lockdowns. Under President Biden, the job situation not as stable as the overall numbers show. The number of people working part-time increased 14%. Since President Biden came into office, more than double the increase of full-time jobs.
Candidate Joe Biden's team leaking their strategy to load up the president with zingers to launch at Trump. Voters tell Fox.
I think it's going to be a sandbox fight.
I think my mind is already made up 4 years ago which way I'm going to go.
More end-of-term decisions from the Supreme Court today allowing emergency abortion for the life of the mother in Idaho without otherwise going into the merits of Idaho's abortion ban.
The overall decision is the same. It's a per curiam decision, which means nobody signs on as the majority to this, sort of like the whole court signs on to it with one voice. And the ultimate decision was we took this case before we should have. We're sending it back to the lower court, and we're lifting the stay that had been in place. Now, what that does essentially is it equates to a win for the Biden administration that said their federal law, their federal regulation supersedes Idaho's near total ban on abortion. This is about emergency care. Now, Idaho's law has an exception for the life of the mother.
Fox's Shannon Bream. The High Court still not ruling on former President Trump and presidential immunity, which could begin or end another Trump trial. America's listening to Fox News.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A very enjoyable Thursday afternoon, sunny, 88 for the high. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, 72. Friday, partly sunny. The heat and the humidity start to build back Friday afternoon, 94. Scattered thunderstorms late Friday night. Saturday, an unsettled day with scattered showers and thunderstorms anytime, 94. But Sunday is beautiful, sunny and 83. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-699-1059. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-699-1059. That's 800-699-1059.
Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Mark Cox here. Did you know the Rockwood School District is a great place to work? They're currently hiring school bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and custodial staff, as well as summer positions for mowers and landscapers. They have openings in Adventure Club, which is before and after school care. They offer competitive pay, flexible work hours, and a rewarding work environment. Discover the Rockwood Advantage and join an amazing team. Go to rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. Well, there's a very good chance as you've driven down your street, you have admired houses in your neighborhood that have been covered in Rhino Shield, and you don't even know it. Except if you pay close attention, you'll notice that they're not being repainted every couple of years. What I mean is same bright, vivid colors that you would choose with regular paint, except that Rhino Shield lasts. And you're going to get a 25-year warranty with it. I've got it on my house, and I mean it. It looks like it did the day they put it on. It lasts and lasts. It's lab tested to last that long against chipping or peeling or cracking. And they put this on businesses as well. Condo units from Springfield, Illinois, all the way down to the Lake of the Ozarks. You can find it. And my friend Darren will be happy to come over and give you a free evaluation of your home. All you have to do is call him. Tell him you heard Mark Cox talking about it. 877-25-RHINO or online at 877-25rhino.com.
Tony La Russa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
It's finally here. Donald Trump and Joe Biden together in one room.
I said, I accept. They didn't even tell me where it was, who it was. I didn't care.
Tonight, the presidential debate. Keep it here on 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We are grateful that you are spending a little bit of your afternoon with us here on the Annie Fry Show. It's debate day, and everybody is excited for debate day. We're working to connect with Tyrus and get his thoughts on this issue. Before we do that, we've got Trisha in the studio with us right now. Trisha, how you doing?
Hello, happy debate day, Annie and Brad.
Listen to her.
It's debate day.
How many days until you're due?
I don't know. Actually, 18 days.
Yes, you do know.
It's 18 days.
You know the hours and the minutes. You're a producer.
18 days, 6 hours, 4 seconds. And you know what, Annie, I'm going to be honest, I am over it.
Mm-hmm.
We are done. We're done here.
Some people may not know the story of, like, how did Trisha get connected to 97.1 initially? Trisha's first job at 97.1 was my maternity leave fill-in with my 12-year-old daughter.
Yep.
Almost 12.
Yep.
End of July.
Yep.
So
I got an anniversary coming up.
That's right.
And it's all come full circle.
We were in a staff meeting earlier today, and it said, Trisha Everding, 12 years. And I'm like, oh, that's right, because Jensen's about to be 12.
Yep.
Do you remember how miserable I was when I was pregnant? Everybody did. That's all I talked about.
Yeah, you went back and forth because we went to, you wanted buffalo chicken wraps a lot, and you wanted crazy bowls and wraps a lot. So
No. I did not want crazy bowls. That was Tony.
Oh, Tony. Okay.
That was Tony
we just
Jordan.
Ended up there a
yes,
lot.
that was because when we didn't go there, that was what I wanted.
But I remember like we'd go to lunch, but you were equally like, I want this buffalo chicken wrap, and also I'm not going to be able to keep this buffalo chicken wrap down for any length of time.
Yeah.
It was
when you vomit buffalo, it's like bad investment. I should have been smarter than that. But yeah, I've known Trisha for quite some time, and you've really moved up in the ranks in your time here. But it's funny to me in a non-haha kind of way, and in a compassionate, empathetic way, that you're experiencing this now, but you're so close to the end. You're so close to the end. My experience after having all 4 of my babies, I did have epidurals. I didn't have any C-section, so I was always like, as soon as the epidural wore off, I was up and moving. It's like immediately your body's like, now I'm back to me.
Thank you, we're us again.
Yes. And you're holding the baby, and then you're like, here, husband, you hold the baby.
I
once.
sure hope so, because I would take that epidural right now, and I would just like wait this out.
Let's go.
For the 18 days or whatever it is.
So you're going to go set up for the debate watch party.
Yes.
Which has been quite the ordeal because you people signed up, boom, instantly, filled the room, and we're really excited about tonight.
It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, we're going to have a great time. We're going to do a broadcast from 6 to 8, which I love anytime we can be out live, especially at those odd hours. I think it's going to sound really cool leading into the 8 o'clock debate. So make sure if you're not going to be in the room that
Who's
you're at
all
least
broadcasting?
tuned in. Who's all? You.
Yes.
Mark Cox and Mark Reardon.
All 3 of us.
All 3 of you. The
Man.
trio, the big 3.
All 3 people who like to take up a lot of airtime, so
Yep.
maybe we'll practice fighting.
We're going to throw you on a literal stage and just see what happens.
All right. Well, we'll be broadcasting from 6 to 8 tonight before the debate watch party starts. Packed house.
Packed house. We've got some really cool guests. I think Mark Cox scooped me on this, so I think I can mention that Senator Bill Eigel's supposed to stop by, Secretary Jay Ashcroft, Senator Bob Onder. So some names, big names in the Missouri politics, and just some fun faces to see.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it. Well, we are getting set up for the debate watch party tonight. A lot of people have a lot of thoughts and opinions as to how this debate is going to go. And our next guest, Tyrus, is going to tell us what he thinks about it. Regular on Gutfeld and Fox News contributor. Let's talk to Tyrus here.
You're becoming like my most stable relationship.
Enough said.
Tyrus, it's debate day. It's a big day for all of us political nerds and those that are by choice and those that are by profession. Are you excited to watch this debate tonight? Are you even going to watch it? You have to, right?
Oh, I kind of feel like if I don't watch it, I would be the only person not knowing about it.
You'd be the one.
Morning. But I don't know if I'm going to watch it for the same reasons that everyone else is watching it. I'm watching it to see how many times Biden will attempt to call him a convicted felon without stuttering. So I'm going to have a glass actually a bottle of scotch in one glass every time he says, I'm going to drink a shot. So will I make the end? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to tell you how it ends. we'll have to let you know.
I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of Trump will start to make a great point and his mic will be cut. I think there'll be a lot of personal attacks from CNN because this is basically, in wrestling, this is what they call a triple threat handicap match where there'll be 3-on-1 because they have told that narrative that they are the gatekeepers of democracy and it's up to them to save democracy from the clutches of evil President Trump. So that's what we'll see tonight. The bar is so low. The fact that you needed 16 people preparing somebody for a 90-minute speech who's the president of the, a 90-minute debate is laughable. And it's a production team. So CNN's probably sent the questions and they've gone over and over and over and over again. And then they don't like the questions. And if he doesn't answer them, the way they like them, because you're not going to be able to do a lot of takes. So I'm sure there's a lot of twisting and turning and getting him ready. But I think that's going to be the thing that's going to stand out to the American people. We're going to see how little we get when he has 10 days and 16 professionals and 29 fact checkers, and he still can't spit out a non-practice sentence. I think that's going to be the debate tonight, is when the American people realize how unfit he is to serve. I think that's honestly what basically is what's going to be. So I think that's not a Republican or a Democrat thing. I think that's just an American thing. We're going to see, like, you did all this time, so he should be Shakespeare tonight.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like, I make jokes like Trump should throw him off, call him senator. He'll
be like, he'll short circuit. He'll have to reprogram. Control-Alt-Delete.
Listen, Vice President, And if or I even said he could make up a false story of like, hey, remember when we were kids together and we were fighting corn pop, and we'll go off on that. And listen, I felt terrible. If I could have gotten my dad's private jet to that island, New Guinea,
band of cannibals.
Stop that cannibalism. So I think I think Trump should answer 2 questions and leave. Honestly, I think I think he should pull an Animal House and just be like, this guy's unfit. I'm not going to be a part of this, and just bounce. I think that the real issue needs to be that just that he's unfit to serve, and whomever is calling the shots underneath him needs to be exposed because the American people didn't vote for them.
Tyrus, you work in the industry and you understand the inner workings of cable news, and you are able to watch with a close eye based on the day, I'm sure, how your competition, at least the Fox News competition, functions. There's a lot of accusations out there. We have a comment here from Andy on our YouTube says, does any Trump supporter think this is going to be fair? I don't know any who think it's going to be fair, but I'm wondering if you feel like CNN feels any pressure whatsoever to overcompensate in the fairness category because there's a lot of assumptions out there that they're incapable of doing it to try to put themselves back on the map in an election season. Is there any shot that CNN doesn't bungle this against Trump for Biden?
The only thing I could think of is if Tapper is looking in the mirror and decides if he's going to be a journalist tonight or is he going to be a martyr for the progressive movement. Like that's what he needs to make up his mind. But I just feel like they've the mainstream media and the campaign of Biden have gone so far beyond the pale to discredit and to go after him. I can't see them tonight deciding to let's call balls and strikes and have a good thing. I think he will be on the defense all night with the anticipation that he will lose it on them, that he will go off. But I just don't think you're going to get that President Trump anymore. I don't think you're going to get that guy I think he sees the trap for what it is, and I think I commend him for showing up and walking into it. Life's not fair. You're not always going to be in a situation where it's going to be set for you. And I think that more Americans need to remember that. Sometimes you got to walk into, quote, the lion's den. But that you're going to be judged on your reactions, not them. So I think when I hear them say unfair, no, it's not. But most things in life aren't. So I think we can not about that. If being a president is not easy.
Yeah.
And I think we need to remember that. And the pressure that goes in and being in situations that don't look winnable, that's when you know you have a great leader or you don't.
We're speaking with Tyrus. He is the host of Maintaining with Tyrus on Outkick. Also, Tyrus Here and Now, which is a stand-up special streaming on Fox Nation. You can check him out there. Of course, you see him on Gutfeld also. Our YouTube poll for today, Tyrus, we ask a poll every single day of our audience here. And our poll today is, does the debate winner matter? The winner is always a subjective conversation that takes place after. But there's usually a pretty clear, this person performed above expectations, this one totally didn't deliver. Do you think that the debate winner tonight matters?
I think it matters who's saying who the debate winner matters. If CNN says it, no, because you know what they're going to say. MSNBC, they're going to say whatever their narrative tells them to say. I think the American people, when they look at both candidates, and this will be a chance to see them in the same room, in front of the same camera, and I think they'll decide who's winning. And I don't think it's going to be an I gotcha question from Tapper that's going to influence this debate. I think the American people are going to see that Joe can't go, and if he can go, how manufactured and forced it is, and uncomfortable it is, which makes it even worse. When you see someone struggling trying to remember a speech they practice, is sadder than somebody who's umming it up off the cuff, trying to find a way to answer the question. So I think, and that's really what this debate to me about the verbiage is going to be less than irrelevant from the people asking questions. It's going to be all eyes are going to be on Joe Biden, and if he's alert enough, and if Trump throws a curveball, can he even know he's getting pitched at?
Yeah, that's so true. We're speaking with Tyrus right now here on the Andy Fry Show. When all of the dust is settled after today, I can think back to the State of the Union when the president was clearly sped up. I mean, whatever they put him on, they dialed it up to 11. And it was very, very contrasting with the daily experience that Americans have. Well, I shouldn't even say daily because we don't even get to see the president daily. Whenever we do get to see the president, that was not the same guy.
No. And again, it goes back to and I made the joke on Gutfeld, but I mean, there's one drug that can do that. And, and it was found in the White House, and it's not being a smartass, but a lot of people that know medical stuff and cocaine is a pick me up, and it will get you 35 minutes of just ready to go, and then you crash or whatever. But it only works so many times. You build up a tolerance and stuff to it. Now I'm just asking. I just feel like it just feels like I said, and we'll know the difference. An amped up guy who's all over the place and is reading his memorized statements and stuff like that. We're going to see right through it. So I think at this point, all the hiding and the stuff is all going to be out the window, because in real time, even when they turn the mic off of President Trump, when he's pointing at Joe and when he's looking at him going, "Can you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying?" That's going to resonate no matter how many times they turn off the mic. It's going to resonate. And so I think Trump, if he's smart, we already saw what happened when Trump went aggressive on him and beat him up verbally. Everybody felt bad for the punch-drunk fighter, and he had a horrible debate. I think he just sticks to deeds at this point. You need to remind people of the deeds and just stick with the deeds, because Biden can't remember his.
Yeah. Even if the story of the debate is the non-story of the debate, then everybody still remembers what they're paying for gas and groceries on Friday. That is a huge win for Donald Trump. I just hope he doesn't get in his own way. That's my hope.
I think I honestly, if you would have asked me this, 3 years ago, I'd have been like, no way, Trump's going to fall for it. But we're just not seeing that type of attitude, or I don't really like calling it an arrogance about him, but he did have I think he's kind of become a counterpuncher now. Mm-hmm. He's kind of figured out with them the stakes. They're not just after him keeping out of the presidency. They're trying to destroy his life, his family's life, and their legacy. So I think he looks at it much differently now. I think he understands that everything that he says, they're going to try to use against him, and if not him, his family. So I think we're going to see a very laid back, and if I was describing a Chester's cat tonight, I think.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. He's a charming man. I wish that
if it goes off the rails, and he falls for their stuff and gets into name calling with the interview, I think the mediators or whatever they're called, mediator, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. If that happens, I'll just take the cup and put it upside down and just sip my stock to oblivion. And again, in the comfort of my own home, I do not recommend it.
Yeah.
But
Chris on our YouTube chat listening to you said, "Nice knowing you, Tyrus."
Yeah.
I don't know how much it takes for you to get to that point, but I'd imagine it's a little more than the common person. Before I let you go, I think this is the first time that I've been able to report a winning record for the St. Louis Cardinals in our Thursday checkup. 41-38 for the Cardinals, 43-37 for the Red Sox.
Yeah, we're neck and neck, and we had a little run, and everybody got excited.
Yeah.
We whooped the Yankees, we spanked the Toronto, and then we ran into Cincinnati, and then we turned it around, and then just when everyone was like, "We're doing great," and then we got smoked by Toronto 9-4. So it is what it is. But we did, for that one moment, for that one weekend, I let the Yankees. I'm friends with one of the owners of the Yankees. I let him have it, and I enjoyed it. And is now that it's going to be murder the rest of the year. But for that one day.
Now you were riding pretty high last Thursday. You gotta live those moments. It's a long season.
It is. It's halfway through. It's halfway through.
All right. Well, we'll update again next week.
Both of us will have plenty of time to reflect
in October.
In October, I think you and I will be down real come to Jesus moment about our two baseball teams.
We'll see. Well, it's been fun competing with you thus far because it has been close.
Yes, the battle for the cellar is always a good one.
I don't even know. We'll see. Thanks, Tyrus. It's good to talk to you. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye. Tyrus is, he does everything. He's got a book out that you need to check out. His current book is called Nuff Said, but his first book is Just Tyrus. And I recommend that you start with Just Tyrus and then follow up with Nuff Said. And of course, you see him on Fox News all the time. He's not Fox News contributor. He's on Gutfeld and he has Fox Nation stuff. He's everywhere, but he's been with us since 2018 and he's a great friend of the show. And we're glad to have him each week. YouTube live chat poll. Does the debate winner matter? Yes or no? Would you say, Brad, that Tyrus's answer there was a qualified yes?
I would think so, yeah.
He didn't just completely dismiss it.
No, he didn't dismiss it.
Let's see here. I'm going to read some of your comments before we go to a break. Chris said, poll, that's a hard one. I said no, but depending on how the loser loses, that could matter. And Gary said, yes, it matters. Both candidates have those loyal to them or to the party. Independent undecideds will make a big difference. When we come back, I'll tell you about a Quinnipiac poll that has pinned down how much this debate could affect the outcome of the election. And your thoughts. Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll. We want to know from you, does the debate winner matter? It's a close one. Your vote right now on this poll might make the ultimate difference in how the poll shakes out. And you can go to the Annie Fry YouTube right now and set the notification for our live broadcast tonight from the debate watch party at Dave & Buster's. I know some of you couldn't get in, and I'm so sad about that. But you can join us online and watch on YouTube along with us and play Trump bingo and Biden bingo. One or both. It's all there on the YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
The Retirement Advisory Group, Thomas Helbig, Bob and Tammy Kershaw, a family-owned and operated business that is there to make sure that your retirement is what you hoped it would be. And you can't know that it's going to be what you hoped it would be without having a conversation and making the proper transitionary moves to secure that future. The fear that often comes with making the ultimate transition, putting in your notice at work and saying, I'm going to retire, that there's a lot of angst there. And it's usually rooted in uncertainty and not knowing what's going to happen next. Well, this is where Thomas Helbig and the Retirement Advisory Group come in. They're there to give you that peace of mind so that you know that the retirement that you've invested in yourself is going to be there to pay off once you put in that final notice. Get a Retirement Advisory Group personalized structured income plan and set your schedule for a free appointment by calling 314-993-9494. 314-993-9494. Online at retirementkey.com.
Hello, Mike Carter here. I wonder if you knew that after the purchase of the Louisiana Territory in 1804, a formal three-flag ceremony was held in St. Louis to mark the transfer. The Spanish flag lowered and the French tricolor raised. That in turn was lowered the next day and the flag of the young Republic of the United States stood tall. I'm Mike Carter of Carter Law Offices here, and at that moment the people living here went from being subjects to being citizens of a great free nation. Jump ahead 220 years to what we have become, and over 6 million men, women, and children now call Missouri home. Our largest cities are an economic powerhouse, and our small towns and family farms remain the heart of the nation. A friend wrote me one time at Carter Law Offices, "Hey, Mike Carter, why don't Missouri residents show their pride by flying our state flag more often like the folks in Texas?" I was like, that's a really great idea. And I was thinking, maybe anybody who's listening to this, if you want to send me an email at mike@carterlegal.com with your name and address if you're okay doing so, and I'll send you a free state flag, and you can hang it out on your front porch and show everybody you're as proud of Missouri as I am.
If you're ready to improve the look and the thermal efficiency of your house, I've got a great deal for you. Mark Cox here. My friends at Window World are now offering 36 months same as cash financing with approved credit. That is a fantastic way to get your job done and start taking advantage of the savings and thermal efficiency as we head into these hot summer months. You're going to love working with Window World. I am a satisfied customer. I've got 2 of their windows in my house now, and they're beautiful. They're perfect. I have a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, the labor. You will love working with Window World because it's not a high-pressure sales pitch. They come, they show you what they have to offer, and they would love to do business with you, but they're not going to stand there and pressure you to do that business. Check them out with the Better Business Bureau and other reporting agencies. They have an excellent track record. Call my friends today at Window World, 314-993-1800 or windowworld.com.
You've listened to 97.1 FM Talk. You've heard of Doug Voss of Voss Financial and Safe Money Radio, as he has been a staple as the financial expert on the station for many years. You can hear him on Safe Money Radio several times a weekend right here on 97.1 FM Talk. And you can talk to Doug Voss directly. Here's his number. Call Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That is 844-676-7233. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through D.H. Hill Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Del Walmsley and the Wealth Cycle.
This is the wealth cycle that I've taught for 30 years. Buy one house, 10 houses, an apartment, 2 apartments, 8, 20, 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000, 5,000 units. And as you keep putting the money and the profits back in, you become one of those rich people. And much quicker than you'd even believe.
Learn Dell's Wealth Cycle at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Use promo code 2024. Save 60%. Code 2024. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Is yours? Did you know that there's an R value associated with insulation? To find out your R value or for free insulation estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Thursday afternoon, just ahead of our 97.1 FM Talk presidential debate watch party, Sean Spicer with a preview at 5:07.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Son, and when his daddy would visit, he'd come along.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Then he looked into my eyes. Lord knows to my surprise, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who...
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Enough of you.
It's time for us to talk now. You stop music.
Yeah, such a good. I was going to wait till it hit the. What happened?
I'm looking at the thing here. There's only 36 seconds of that song uploaded.
That's all we needed.
That's Carl Middleman's sabotage. I'm putting that on Carl.
That should happen once a day.
Yeah.
Where we just say stop.
It's like musical chairs.
Whichever mic you're at.
Keeps us aware.
Musical
You have to run around the console.
No. No to that. Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We'll make a note on that song. We're talking a lot about the debate, and I'm just thinking these thoughts. I'm conspiratorial in my mind. I probably crack the door open and allow you 10% of the conspiracies that I will look into or entertain as realistic. But I don't think that it's a surprise to anybody listening to the show that I don't think Joe Biden's the guy. I don't think he's going to be the guy on the ballot in November. I will begin to change my tune on that after they have nominated him at the virtual meeting that the DNC said that they were going to do and gotten through the convention. If they're still like, we're riding with Biden, I'll be like, okay, maybe. But until then, I'm a hard no. What if CNN doesn't want Biden to be the guy either, and CNN can be a part of the sabotage on Joe Biden tonight? I really believe that tonight is where Joe Biden has the opportunity to show the country that there's no way in heck he can continue to be the president of the United States, let alone for the rest of his term, let alone for another 4 years, which is where Donald Trump needs to lean heavy into the Kamala factor of voting for Donald Trump or voting for Joe Biden. You're not voting for this guy. You're voting for Kamala Harris. If the roles were reversed and we had a question about Trump's cognitive abilities and Trump's preparation and his need for a little extra help, some PEDs, you might say, to come into this debate and to perform adequately. Hogan Gidley called it debate Viagra.
Yes.
If Trump were the person that we were asking that question about, Jake Tapper would ask him, Mr. President, which is the proper way to refer to Donald Trump. I don't know how Tapper is going to handle that tonight, Mr. President, whatever. I think he should just call him both Mr. President. If the roles were reversed, Tapper would ask him, did you require any additional medication or substances to prepare for this debate tonight? He would ask him that.
Yeah.
I would bet $1,000 on the fact that Tapper would ask Trump that question.
Heck yes. Do you think that's a tell? That if he asks that question,
He's
that
not
it's going to be...
He's not going to ask
He's
that
not going to
question.
ask it. Okay.
He should ask it of Joe Biden because it is a main conversation that's taking place surrounding the whole debate as to whether or not he can actually handle it. Fox News reported 15 minutes ago that President Biden's campaign repeatedly dodged answering a point-blank question about whether Biden plans to take any drugs to enhance his performance during the CNN presidential debate on Thursday evening. Biden's opponent at the debate, President Trump, has led a rising chorus that has come to include lawmakers demanding that Biden take a drug test before the showdown. I think it's ridiculous to suggest that people should be drug tested before they go into a debate, but also our situation is ridiculous. So here we are. Fox News says those advocating a screening suggest that Biden may be motivated by a desire to quell mounting concerns about his mental acuity. Given the controversy, Fox News Digital reached out to the Biden campaign, White House, and Trump campaign, asking if the respective candidates have any plans to use performance-enhancing drugs for the debate. The Biden campaign twice avoided a direct answer to the question. Donald Trump, this is quote, Donald Trump is so scared of being held accountable for his toxic agenda of attacking reproductive freedom and cutting Social Security that he and his allies are resorting to desperate, obviously false lies. That was according to Biden campaign spokesperson Lauren Hitt last night. When asked in a follow-up email for a yes or no response, Hitt said her original statement answered the question, quote, the accusation from Trump on drugs is desperate, obviously false lie. You're like, yes or no?
Yeah.
I'm taking it as a yes. Like, I just don't think that if the roles were reversed and the debate was in the hands of CNN and Dana Bash and Jake Tapper, that they'd leave Donald Trump off the hook. I think it might be the first question they ask.
You know, I mentioned Tuesday night I went out with some couples and we let our kids play some arcade games, just kind of hung out a little bit for a while. That was the first question that they brought up. We started talking about the debate a little bit. The first thing those couples brought up, which a lot of them aren't even like highly political people. They were just like, oh yeah, I know that's happening. I know where you work. They brought it up. First question, man, what are they going to pump that guy up on? That is on the minds of everybody.
If you don't pay attention to the details, if you don't know the policy ins and outs, because that stuff is moderately boring when you're living your life and trying to make ends meet, so on and so forth, raise a family, that's the thing you know. You know that Trump is going to say some, probably in the minds of those who don't pay a whole lot of attention, some wild and stupid things that sound stupid when you're like, he was talking about sharks getting electrocuted by boats.
I hope there's a couple of those.
Which I still think is funny. That's what they know about Trump, that he's unpredictable and uncontainable. Why won't Trump just do what he's supposed to do? Well, that's because he's Trump. I mean, that's why we elected him the first time. If he were doing what he was supposed to be doing, he'd be doing whatever Jeb Bush is doing right now, which is nobody has a clue. He was the president of the United States, and a darn good one. People know that Trump is a wild card, and they know that Joe Biden has a foot in the grave. That's the entry-level information. That's like if you're trying to get into English 101, you have to take a test that gets you out of English 100. That's English 100.
Yeah.
It's not even English 100 because sometimes it's not actually English.
So that issue about the medicines is a huge thing that people are talking about. It might be the main thing people are talking about. But number two, the question I would love to hear asked, and we would know that it's an easy question to answer. So it's not as if it was like amazing journalism to do this, but it should be asked. Are you as mentally sound now as you were 4 years ago? That is a question that should be asked because, again, America is talking about it. And Democrats are even accusing Trump of being too old. So it's not even like a biased question to one side. It's a fair question that should be asked.
I don't think that I'm always trying to look for the surprises. Like, what could be the surprises here? So first you have to identify what are the obvious predictables. The obvious predictables are, let's start with Joe Biden. He's going to be souped up. It's going to wear over the course of the event, and he's got to try to get to the end of the clock without doing his tell half a story, stutter, anyway, and then nothing. That's the expectation from Joe Biden. The expectation, I think, from Donald Trump, I mean, I'm expecting angry debate Donald Trump, and I'm praying to God that's not what we get. I'm expecting what we saw when he did that one debate with Joe Biden, and it was just a total B-fest the entire time, and it was awful. And I remember being like, if I didn't have to watch this, I would be watching Bluey right now. That's what I expect, and the pleasant surprise will be he didn't really shoot himself in the foot. And I listening to Tyrus, I agree with Tyrus. I think that we're seeing a different, refined Donald Trump. I don't think Donald Trump wants to lose to Joe Biden twice the same way. Twice. I don't think he wants to make the same mistakes or take the same path that he did the first time when he did in fact lose that election. But I think that what we can expect from Donald Trump is for him to get called a loser and for him to get really agitated and fidgety about it. But the pleasant surprise will be that that's not the case. We can expect from Jake Tapper to frame all of his questions in an anti-Trump way. Jake Tapper despises Donald Trump. Just ask him. You can hear over and over and over again in Jake Tapper's own words how much he does not like Donald Trump. How excited and thrilled he was when Joe Biden won the election in 2020, and he was like, Americans have had enough of this other man's crap. Maybe a direct quote. I haven't listened to everything Jake Tapper has said. But you expect Jake Tapper to go out there and you know, especially if you're listening to the station, if you're My Persuasion and you see how Jake Tapper handles himself, how Dana Bash has handled herself, you expect it to be the nicest thing you can say is a slant against Donald Trump. But we're also potentially looking at what did Tyrus call it in the wrestling world? A 3-on-1 cage match handicap?
He called it a triple threat handicap match.
That's exactly right. 3 opponents and you handicap the other guy. That's what the expectation is going in from where I sit. I know there are people listening who are Biden people, and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be totally fair, just like Manhattan and Alvin Bragg." Why do you guys talk like that too? I don't know.
I didn't mean to laugh that loudly at that. It was unexpected.
But that might not be the case, and I'm trying to predispose myself to the idea of Tapper and Bash did a great job. I don't really feel like they were pushing this thing in one direction at all. They let the candidates do the talking, and they didn't do the fact-checking of Donald Trump after they cut off his mic before he's finished his point, and they tell him he's wrong, and then they're like, and Joe Biden, tell us about Dr. Jill, or something stupid like that. Like the manipulation that they have, the power that they have as moderators, maybe they don't use it like that. Maybe they do a good job. That possibility exists. I don't think it's likely.
Yeah, they're going to have pressure from America and from journalists, if you want to say that, the world of journalism, to be at least on the surface fair. They will have that pressure, but they also have a lot of pressure from the left to get Donald Trump, because that's their network and that's the only people that they really cater to on their network. So there's dual pressures here. My guess is that you'll see a facade of fairness that underneath you know the angle.
And every time they ask a fair question, the camera starts to cut away and they're just like off the side. Why
do they have so many trash cans around them?
It's just like The Exorcist at the end. I can't take it anymore. I gotta ask Donald Trump why he's Satan. Just let me do it. I need to do it now. It's for America and democracy.
My favorite part of the debate was when Dana Bash's head spun around and she vomited around the room. That was unexpected. A viral moment for sure.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Viral in 2 ways. Get it?
Ew.
I just don't. I think that they hate Donald Trump. I think they hate him.
Oh yeah, they're on the record hating Donald
The
Trump.
best thing that could happen to CNN is Donald Trump becomes the president again.
Yeah.
It is the best thing that could happen to CNN. Which is why I say maybe they'll be super fair. And here's where the real conspiracy. I started this talking about conspiracies. Let's put a pretty little bow on the end of it. I don't think Joe Biden's the guy. And this debate, I think, is the last audition for the job. And I think that they wouldn't you don't do things in politics that you don't know the conclusion before you participate in the event. If Joe Biden's success tonight looks like completing 90 minutes of standing and talkie-talkie, there's a lot of room for error. Joe Biden is not going to wow anybody tonight in the ways that you want to wow people. He's like, dude, that guy's got more energy than I do. Well, that's because you've never imbibed in. If CNN is invested in something bigger or broader and knows that Joe Biden means that the end game here is Donald Trump becomes a president, then maybe they don't want Joe Biden to be the president either. And the ball's in their court. It's going to be so fun to watch.
America's tuning in, man.
This is what I'm trying not to do. I'm trying not to think that if Jake Tapper and Dana Bash are fair, it's because they're only there to sabotage Joe Biden. The possibility exists. There is a possibility where maybe they just are fair and good journalists.
We've set aside our entire careers for one night. That's what they would have to do. Everything they've ever done would have to be set aside.
Let's take a quick break. YouTube, live chat poll. Does the debate winner matter tonight? Yes or no? Annie Fry YouTube channel. On the Annie Fry YouTube channel, you can also subscribe, of course, but go set the notifications so that when we go live tonight, of course, the debate starts at 8. We're going to watch along with you. We're going to play bingo along with you. We can't stream the debate on our channel, but if you want to listen to it, 97.1 is going to be broadcasting it so you can listen to it right here on the radio. Watch along with us. Play bingo along with us. And go hit that notification bell on tonight's YouTube channel. Let's have some fun together. Get your bingo cards. Trump, Biden. We'll be right back.
Who could ever teach me? Was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Yes, he was. Being good isn't always.
Jen Teskey with Remax Alliance is an iconic name in real estate on the Illinois side of the river. She knows her stuff, and she's a great team. And if you're looking to buy a home, I want you to check Jen Teskey out. 618-541-1010, 618-541-1010. It's good to work with good people. And I think that that's one of the things that matters most when it comes to these sorts of really big life decisions. Who's going to help you buy your home? Who's going to help you sell your home? Jen Teskey, she is gold when it comes to being a great person and really being able to deliver on her side of that equation. She'll take care of you. She'll do what's best for you. She'll guide you. She'll give you the advice. She'll honestly speak to you, which sometimes if you don't have somebody who is experienced in the market as she is, honesty, if you say stuff that people don't want to hear, then that's the easier thing to do, but not really the best thing to do when it comes to real estate. Connect with the Jen Teskey Remax Alliance team. 618-541-1010. 618-541-1010. My friend Jen Teskey, waiting for your phone call or your text. You can find her online at jenteskeyhomes.com.
Tip for everybody that, especially this summer, if you haven't had your air conditioner checked, if you're getting into a space where you're changing the filter and it's very hot, meaning like you have to go up in the attic or side area on your house. And if you just slide a filter out and then slide another filter in, and that's how you change your filters, try this. Put duct tape where you put your filter in that unconditioned space in the attic. If that's what you're doing, you're just going up and you're sliding in there. It's sucking a lot of hot air into your system. It's actually making your air conditioner not able to cool. If you have any questions about what I'm talking about, call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, that's bartinman.com. It's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Mike Carter here. Too often we lose sight of how fortunate we are to live in Missouri. When I travel out of state on business, people say, Mike Carter, what's so special about Missouri? Well, let's start with the mighty Mississippi and Missouri rivers traversing the state. They were the superhighways of the day used by French fur trappers and traders. Later, America's settlers like Daniel Boone and waves of pioneers drove their teams and wagons along the Boone's Lick Trail he blazed. Carter Law Offices, right now, founded by me, Mike Carter, started and is on Boone's Lick Trail, near where those intrepid settlers crossed the Missouri to harness the land. Rich soils and generations of farm families like my own grandparents made Missouri the breadbasket of America. Drive a few minutes outside our cities and towns, and you'll find yourself passing miles and miles of undulating wheat and corn, farms and ranches that feed our nation. I'm Mike Carter, and I'm proud to live and work in the Show Me State, a place God blessed just a little bit more. Go to MikeCarter.com to see more about our great state of Missouri.
At Odyssey, we believe in casting a wide net to create a diverse and inclusive workforce, as we value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be directly notified of our open positions. Again, that's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for our listeners, we invite you to visit odysseyinc.com/careers. There, you'll find an online listing of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
Just a reminder about the debate tonight that we will be streaming along with you. So tune into the Annie Fry Show and make it a night. Get your debate bingo card, both a Trump and a Biden version, by going to Facebook. We've got those posted there. It's going to be a great night. So
About
stick
to
around.
tweet it out as well at Annie Fry Show on X.
So, multiple places to get the bingo cards. Participate with us tonight. Right now, we are streaming live on YouTube. This very show, the YouTube live chat poll is, does the debate winner matter tonight? Yes or no? Let us know. It is 150. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Who are you voting for in the Missouri governor's primary? Join me, Annie Fry, for the Republican Governors Forum on July 11th. Register for this free event presented by the Republican Central Committee of St. Louis County at 971talk.com/events.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Fry Show.
Jolene, Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring. Your voice is soft.
Welcome
like
back
summer
to the Annie Fry Show. The YouTube live chat poll. Does the debate winner matter? Yes or no? The poll right now on our Annie Fry YouTube channel, we have a live chat with the live broadcast, and you can vote. We've got over 200 votes already. I want to ask you guys real quick because, I mean, it's a yes or no. Thoughts?
I'm a yes, but not in maybe the traditional way that a debate would matter. To me, the way that media has shifted is that the way this debate matters is beyond tonight in shaping a narrative. You've kind of mentioned this quite a few times, that Trump is not necessarily debating Joe Biden tonight. He's debating the narrative that's against him. So Biden has a narrative that people know very well. Trump does too. What matters is after tonight, have those been reinforced or have they broken them?
Very competitive. I know you are too. We all three are very competitive. But there's a difference, something that, like, the refined nature of my competitive nature is that I have learned to specifically define what a win looks like to me before I start competing. If I haven't done that, then the competition controls me. I don't control my participation in the competition. Because when you're a naturally overly competitive person, everything you do is a competition. Like, the people around you who don't know you super well don't realize it, but you're in constant competition with people. And I think what will best serve Donald Trump tonight is to completely define the opposition. And it's not Joe Biden. He does not need to prove anything. There's nobody out there who is 50-50 on Joe Biden, Donald Trump. It's, do I show up and vote for, I mean, a win for Donald Trump tonight is people who get the opportunity to see Joe Biden struggle and say, I can't vote for this guy.
Yes.
A non-vote for Joe Biden.
That is exactly right.
Which means Donald Trump needs to not get in the way of that. And if Donald Trump very specifically defines his opposition, he doesn't need to take Joe Biden down. He needs to understand Joe Biden will take care of itself. He needs to define his opposition and connect with people in a way to win new people over, to get the people. What he needs to win tonight is those people who would normally vote moderate to center right to say, I will show up and vote for Donald Trump. So I think it matters.
That's what I was going to say right there at that last point. Not only is it not only is it getting the people that would show up to vote for Joe Biden to go, I can't vote for that guy, to stay home. It's the people that are now considering, I can't vote for Donald Trump. He's just too whatever. And to get them to see you in a light that goes, well, maybe he isn't everything that they've been telling me he has been.
Have you ever heard
I can pull
people,
the lever for him.
Have you ever heard people, like when they criticize the people who are willing to go in hard on Trump, what do they criticize about him? We've had this conversation before.
It's usually personality.
Personality, indiscretions.
They'll throw out a term like racism, but you don't really know what that means. But that.
What's the worst racist thing Donald Trump has ever done? Everything he does is racist.
Yeah.
It's like, well, just pick one.
They would say good people on both sides is what they would say.
What they would do is they would go back to the housing thing in the 70s.
The housing thing in the 70s. There was the Central Park 5?
Yes, the Central Park 5, which I understand not liking that, but the guy who's running against Donald Trump was talking about racial jungles.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a wash? I mean, like, when it comes down to vote here or vote there, does it matter? I mean, I understand the indiscretions. I understand criticizing Donald Trump. He's a broken individual. He's a sinful human. So is Joe Biden. Do we talk about policy ever? Never.
Not usually. When people criticize Trump, it's usually on stuff that does not have to do with policy.
Yesterday, I went back and rewatched our segment talking about Al Borland's hose. It made me laugh again.
I listened to it as well, and it did make me laugh too.
It's on right now.
You should get the podcast if you didn't hear that.
I love my hose. Yes, you do, sir. Don't let me get in the way of that. I don't think I've ever watched it. I only ever hear it and go, that dude really likes his hose. What man doesn't? All right, let's go. YouTube live chat poll. Does the debate winner matter? Yes or no? Let us know.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, did you just have your house painted? Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, no, it's actually Rhino Shield.
877-25rhino.com.
If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't agonize over when to sell your home. You just ask, should I sell while my home's value is sky high? Or wait and hope the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market? The thing is, I'm not ready to move. You don't need a crystal ball with TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. You can literally sell now and stay in your home as long as you like. When you sell your home to TrueHold for its best current value, you can fully cash out your home's equity. And you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance too. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get an offer now while your home's value is sky high and use the money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or finance your dreams. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's current best value without moving. That's TrueHold.com. Go to TrueHold.com now. That's TrueHold.com.
You know, there's a sign I keep in my office that reads, "Remember where you came from." Well, Mike Carter here of Carter Law Offices. We all remember where we grew up, the schools we attended, and the streets we played on, and the friends we made. The Carter family has deep roots in Missouri. There was a Civil War captain from St. Charles County who became sheriff of Lincoln County. My own grandparents had a farm down in Carter County where I spent a couple boyhood summers riding a pig, to and fro. For myself, Mike Carter, I was raised in North County, and before you ask, I went to Hazelwood West High School. Growing up, my parents taught me that if I studied and worked hard, good things were sure to follow. And like many of you, I went to Mizzou, working my way through college, bussing tables, driving for UPS. Then I graduated law school, founded Carter Law Offices, and serve now as a municipal judge and general counsel of the largest employer in St. Charles County. But I never forget North County, where I came from, and the people and places that we all remember that make us who we are. Go to MikeCarter.com and check out some interviews from some other people across the great state of Missouri.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio.
That's GetJim.com.
97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's a key night of the 2024 presidential election. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. President Biden and former President Trump getting ready to face off in the CNN presidential debate tonight. We have Fox's Bill Malugin reporting from Atlanta.
The Trump team is zeroing in on Biden's mental sharpness and reminding voters out there that a vote for Biden, they say, is really a vote for Kamala Harris. Team Biden firing back. They released a new ad today as well on the heels of the Supreme Court's ruling on an abortion case in Idaho. They want to remind voters of this key issue. I talked to the Trump campaign just a short time ago. They tell me he is ready and confident for tonight's debate. He is at Mar-a-Lago right now. He'll be flying up here to Atlanta. We understand Joe Biden, President Biden, also is going to be getting on the road to head out this way.
Well, President Biden's campaign staff putting up some billboards around Atlanta, trolling former President Trump and his recent felony conviction. The U.S. Supreme Court busy today. They've issued a much-anticipated abortion ruling. Here's Fox's Tanya J. Powers with the details.
A day after a Supreme Court draft opinion allowing emergency abortions in Idaho was posted online prematurely, justices have made it an official ruling. This clears the way for Idaho hospitals to provide the procedures for now, but the case could eventually end up back before the court. While the matter plays out in lower courts, the justices temporarily reinstated a ruling that had allowed the emergency abortions without being subject to prosecution under Idaho's near-total ban. The issue centers around the federal act that requires certain hospitals to stabilize or transfer patients who need care. The case comes 2 years after the court overturned Roe v. Wade, which made abortion legal in every state. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
In another Supreme Court ruling, it puts the Environmental Protection Agency's Good Neighbor plan on hold. This would have required upwind states to reduce emissions that affect the air quality in downwind states. It was a 5-4 vote on this one. America's listening to Fox News.
Paid actor portrayal. Dude, guess how much I pay for $1 million term life insurance policy?
Gotta be at least $150 a month.
Nope. I got coverage through Ethos all online for less than $70 a month and no medical exam. Just answered a few health questions.
That's impressive. I'm shocked you have life insurance.
Wait, don't you? You have a wife and kids. What if something happens to you? With Ethos, you can start your coverage the same day.
Wow. I'm sold.
Get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A very enjoyable Thursday afternoon, sunny, 88 for the high. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, 72. Friday, partly sunny. The heat and the humidity start to build back Friday afternoon, 94. Scattered thunderstorms late Friday night. Saturday, an unsettled day with scattered showers and thunderstorms anytime, 94. But Sunday is beautiful, sunny and 83. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Now, your Live Nation lineup.
Don't miss these upcoming shows. Earth, Wind & Fire and Chicago. Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, July 10th. Santana and Counting Crows. Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, July 27th. The Smashing Pumpkins. Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, August 14th. Dirk Bentley, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, August 22nd. And Billy Joel and Sting. Busch Stadium, September 27th.
For tickets and info, hit up livenation.com.
I just unplugged my headphones, and I didn't know that I unplugged my headphones, and I thought I broke something, and then I put them on, and now I'm deaf. So I'm supposed to be talking to you about Joe DeVito, and I'm so excited to be talking to you about Joe DeVito. How many times have we had Joe DeVito in studio? Multiple.
Oh, multiple times, at least 2 or 3 times.
His show is so funny.
He's so good.
When Joe comes in here, and Jamie Lissow last week was in here, I love our partnership with the Funny Bone, and I love the fact that you guys do the thing and you show up to these comedy shows. I was not a comedy show person. I was not somebody who was like, yeah, okay, I'll drive to St. Charles and I'll sit down and I'll watch this comedy show. It's kind of outside of my comfort zone. And boy, did I not have any clue how wrong I was to not be a comedy show person. I am a comedy show person because I like to laugh. And I know that you do too. When it comes to going to any of these different comedy shows, Joe DeVito is going to deliver and make you laugh the whole time. Anytime we get to connect with some of these folks that are regulars on the Gutfeld show, you get to be kind of behind the scenes to understand how that show comes together. But the people who are writing for that show and regular guests on that show, they're so fantastic. Joe DeVito is going to be at the Funny Bone June 27th through 29th at the Streets of St. Charles. This is the one that I went to see several other folks. Don't miss this show. Get your tickets now before they are gone. Joe DeVito at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. He is going to deliver, like I said, and he's going to be with us tomorrow. Tomorrow during 1225, is that about right?
Yep, that's the plan.
We're excited to have him in. Get your tickets by calling 636-410-8734. 636-410-8734. Reserve them. Go have a dinner and a comedy show, and let me know after the fact how you liked it. You can go online as well to stlouisfunnybone.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
We're here to help you get registered to vote, whether you're in Missouri or Illinois. Democracy 2024 on 97.1 FM Talk. If you need help getting registered, go to 971talk.com/vote.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Did you see the stack of bingo cards that I have right here?
That's a big stack.
That's a phone book of bingo cards.
You want to take a look-see?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let's just stand here and look at the bingo card. I think I have 250 of each, Trump and Biden bingo. So if you're coming to Dave & Buster's tonight, if you got in, we're going to have, in September 10th, there's supposed to be another presidential debate. Who even knows who the candidates will be? I might have to scrap the Biden bingo one.
You're confident that you'll have Trump, though, so we can keep those.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I might have to draw jail cell lines over his name on the thing.
Ooh, man, yeah. The center square here, I love the Biden center square. That was the same from the State of the Union.
What?
Socialism. It's free. That's your free square. I love it.
Thank you. Came up with that myself.
Now, the Trump one is a little different.
I made these last night, and I was tired.
So there's a theme here, though.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom. So they have to say freedom?
No,
does that have to be?
It's just a free
So it's just a free, okay. Oh, that's the idea of a free square. Yeah, you can get it for free.
Standard bingo rules obviously apply.
Okay, so liberty and freedom is the center square on the Trump bingo card. But they're all different, so I don't know. And these are hot off the presses. These are very hot pages.
Like literally
just
printed.
They're actually very, very warm to hold. But there are lots of phrases here, and people participated in this. I know a lot of people gave their suggestions for what they thought should be on each candidate's bingo card. So it was a group effort, and everyone is different. That's why you have to sign up, is because everyone will be generated differently so that we can have winners and losers.
I have prizes for tonight.
Oh, do you? I didn't know this.
Yeah. I bought these off of taxfreetips2024.com.
Okay.
Let me open them up. These are stickers that you can put on your receipt.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh.
And it says, here's another tip. And it's got a QR code and a little American flag at the top. And when you scan it, it goes to the taxfreetips2024.com website. I mean, I'm going to scan it right now and make sure I get this right, because there's several places it could go. It goes to the Twitter account at taxfreetips2024. And pinned to the top of that is Donald Trump's video saying that he is not going to tax tips.
Oh, cool.
So that it is a direct link. It's not like, oh, take my word for it. It's like, here, vote for Trump. And I think these are pretty, the thing that I like about them is they're pretty unassuming. If I were not a Republican or not a Trump person and somebody put something on there that had Donald Trump's face on it or was super like, hashtag ultra MAGA, tax-free tips, blah, 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 I would probably be less inclined to look at it. But these are, like I said, these are pretty unassuming. You guys see them?
Yes,
so as people get bingos tonight, I bought these to give away to people.
Awesome. Cool. One other thing that I think we should consider,
and I have a bunch of them.
We haven't finalized this, but we should consider it, is sending people with those stickers to restaurants in the swing states.
Yeah.
Ryan, you
win
fund that?
these, but the only rule is you can only use them in Wisconsin.
That's
and
the
Pennsylvania.
closest. Yeah. What's the closest drive? Probably Wisconsin.
Next week, I'm going to the Cardinals-Pittsburgh game, the Cardinals-Pirates game on July 4th. I'm going to have to be taking these there. I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to watch the Cardinals play the Nationals in D.C. I'm going back to D.C. I've never been to D.C. until this year. Now I'm going twice in a couple months.
Fun fact, D.C. doesn't know that there are Republicans on the ballot. So you'd be informing them.
Fun fact, there might not be Republicans on the D.C. ballot.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're interested in these stickers, you can check them out yourself. There are different options there. When I bought these, I just opted to buy this particular style. Taxfreetips2024.com. I think it's a fun idea.
I think that is a grassroots campaign.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people doing this.
Like. Yeah.
So I was like, let's go. And it's a fun thing to hand out to people tonight at the debate watch party. I'm sad that we didn't have room for more. It sold out so fast. Good problem to have in the business. But it's going to be fun to be with those people. And our YouTube live streams for events like this are traditionally in my basement.
Yeah.
And we transform my basement, remove all of the stuffies and the video game consoles and set everything up. And then we sit down there and watch along in our basement. So we've done this before. We did this with the Republican primary debate at Dave & Buster's, and we capped the capacity for that one. It was like half of what it was this time. And sold out again.
Yeah. This one, we were all a little surprised because we anticipated right up until the day that we would just be like, oh, yeah, come on out. But it was like too full and overflow before we knew it.
Trisha's just kind of walking or pacing around here. She's getting ready to go set up. You guys, Trisha's very pregnant right now. And it is a challenge. Stop it. Stop it, Ryan. I mean, of course, I think you guys would emphatically agree that no man knows what it's like to be pregnant. But, right?
We agree. TikTok disagrees.
I didn't ask TikTok. So she's running around. She's getting everything set up. I don't think she's staying for the actual event, but she is days from having a baby, and she's put all this stuff together. She's doing a great job. We'll be broadcasting live. Mark Reardon is going to hop, skip, and jump from his show here to come out there and join Mark Cox and myself. So I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah, and beyond the fact that we as a show are going to be live streaming during the debate, there's a lot of fun ways. So even if you're going tonight, it'll be fun because the pre-show, the 2-hour pre-show, is going to be on a stage at Dave & Buster's. And you'll be able to kind of participate, and people will be coming and going. I think we'll be walking around. Probably me and Brett. You'll be on the stage probably more than we will.
The pre-show I will be producing, so I'll be wrangling our special guests.
Yeah, and so if you're there, that's going to be...
Is Ryan a special guest?
He's special.
He's special every day. You're a special guest
every
day.
Him.
Look, you say anything to me, and I take it as a compliment. So I'm like, hey, great. That sounds great. But if you're listening on the radio tonight...
What if someone said you looked like a blonde Morticia Adams?
Somebody did say that, didn't they? But they weren't talking about me. That's in the chat today.
Would you take that as a compliment? Let me know. I think it was intended that way, so I will.
If you're listening to the radio, though, tune in at 6. I mean, keep it here if you want to. We're going to be talking about it all day. But at 6 o'clock, we start that pre-show, and it's going to be a little crazy. I mean, it's going to be live. There's going to be people kind of milling around. There's going to be lots and lots of coming and going throughout that 2 hours leading up to the debate. So even if you're planning on watching it, tune in from 6 to 8 for the pre-show.
So, Brad, you're producing that?
Yeah.
How are you setting up the YouTube live stream?
That's a great question.
Okay, Ryan.
With cameras.
Do you even know how to do that?
Yeah, you plug in cords.
To what?
Outlets.
Where?
Walls.
Ryan's the type of guy who shows up and is ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Did you ever have to set up tech in the TV industry? I mean, some of those things, it seems like you have big staffs, but really they're just a few people who do all of the things.
Well, it's weird because you do, like, for big shoots, there are a lot of people. I always say it's like planning a wedding times 10 because there's so many moving parts to those things. But when you're still a small production like we were not a big production house, the actual shoots were big. But leading up to it, and even during, like, when you're doing B-roll and you're doing random stuff, I would do everything. I mean, I would shoot the camera stuff. I would be on camera half the time. I would be plugging stuff in. I wasn't very good at it. I would just do what people told me to do, but I was there to do whatever. And I never really got the tech side. My brain just doesn't comprehend tech. I'm there to take instructions, but I can't.
You can do what you're told. Like,
yes.
Give me a specific task, and yes, sir.
It's the creative side that I love, and what spurs me on.
The other thing too, and everybody understands what this is like. It's not just in radio or setting up a YouTube stream or something, but like if you're setting something up like that, you have to have an overarching vision of what is being set up when and where. You can't have 3 people come in and go, okay, let's all do this at the same time, but not talk to each other. You do have to have some worker bees in the process to make sure that you're not on top of each other.
And it has to be a mix. And there is a very specific type of person that can do this, that can do really good tech, but see the presentation and the vision for the creative at the same time. And that is 2 different parts of the brain. And when people can do it well, they end up in high demand. I would actually put Brad Range in that category. He's pretty good at seeing both sides of those things simultaneously, and that is not that common.
I said to my husband last night, I was putting all this stuff together last night. My Pixie Dust podcast is back up and running, and we've got about 6 episodes that have been published, and I think I got like 5 more in the can that I was scheduling out last night. So if you're interested in Erica Murphy and myself, we do a Disney podcast. And I know that that's not for everybody. But if it is for you, check it out. Oh, I'm doing that. I'm getting Trump bingo ready. I'm trying to schedule YouTube lives for today, for tonight, and do the design work for all of that. So last night I was a worker bee myself, and I said to my husband, when it's really crazy to me where our show is right now compared to all the iterations of the Annie Fry show that have existed since I started on Saturdays. Because Saturdays were 2 hours on Saturday, and I did those shows live unless I had something that would preclude me from being there. And not many Saturday shows take the time to go in and actually do that live, but I needed the practice to do it. So, and that was really the point of putting me on Saturdays at the time, was to see if I could do it. And I wanted to meet that call. And it was me, and it was Frank Ladd. A lot of you know who Frank Ladd is. He was my producer to begin with. My first producer was actually Rachel from the Dave Glover Show. And I don't think at the time she was an executive producer anywhere at the very start of my show, which happened in June. Actually, it was in June of 2018, so we're officially 16. That makes us 8 years old. I think it was June 18th I didn't even think about that at the time. She was like 4 weeks into being the producer of my show, and then Dave Glover needed an executive producer and scooped her up, as he should have. She's wonderful. She's actually the person who made the intro to the Annie Fry Show, and she was there for like 4 weeks, and then she bounced and got the call up. Good for her. And then Frank Ladd was my producer, and just over the course of the time that I've had this show, there was always I've always been trying to do more with the show, like more than just the standard radio that a lot of talk radio has been in the past. I never wanted to be the radio show that was doing what people had done in the past. I wanted to try to set the standard of what people would do in the future, which is a pretty probably arrogant thing to say, to be like, oh, I want to be super forward thinking. But basically what I got to do was on Saturdays, privately, while nobody was listening, try a lot of things and fail until I could succeed. The first time that I ever filled in for Mark Cox when he had his Sunday night show is the most nervous I've ever been to do anything in my life. Like panic attack almost. I can't do this. What the heck am I doing? But you just got to do it and you get through it. I had 3 separate subjects planned for each segment of a 2-hour show. There was 6 segments, 18 topics, just so I wouldn't run out of fodder. Now I come in with nothing specifically planned other than the guests that we have. And I think that the show we do here is great. And I was saying to my husband last night, Brad messaged me last night, and he's like, what do I need to bring for the broadcast tomorrow night? And Brad, a compliment to you. I said to my husband, I'm like, you know what? I gotta say this out loud to somebody right now. And he happened to be sitting next to me. Just a sidebar. Last night, our kids were driving us so crazy at dinner that it was like 6 o'clock. And I looked at my husband. I go, I don't think people who don't live around kids would last 3 minutes in like the noise and the craziness that was going on in the house. I was like, 3 minutes. They'd be like, this is psycho. Get me out of here. It was just noisy, yelling, not mad, but dog barking, TV loud, dishes it was just like, And my husband, who stays home with them during the summer, goes, I can't take much more of it today. I go, let's go upstairs and tell them to deal with the rest of the night themselves. He goes, okay. So we stood up from the kitchen table. He said, kids, clean up the mess. Do whatever you want. Don't do anything you're not supposed to do. Your dad and I are going upstairs to watch the news for the rest of the night. And they were like, okay. And they just did it. So I was sitting upstairs doing all this work, and Brad messages me, and I just said to him, I was like, when I had Molly in 2021, June of 2021, and I had maternity leave, that was when everything with this show kind of switched off from the show that it used to be into Lord knows what it was going to be. And I was so distraught over what happened next, because all of that happened the day after I came home from the hospital with Molly. I was not emotionally or hormonally in a balanced place, and then they say like your whole world is going to be upside down. Ryan, you would remember this because you had to be a big part of filling in for everything with my show that got turned upside down at the time.
Yeah, it was weird because it was like standing in the eye of the hurricane because everything around you's changing, and I'm like, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm just here.
It was super stressful because the identity of my show, which is my name, I was going to be out for 3 months, but everything else about my show was going to change, and I wasn't going to be there to manufacture it, to form it into what it was going to be next. And I just said to my husband last night, and I'm taking a point of personal privilege of talking about this, so bear with me, but it was really indicative of how I see faith at work, because there is a massive problem as I saw it. I was in dire straits just personally, just had a baby, 3 other kids at home. I'm still like dealing with the aftermath of actual child labor, and I can't control any of it. And so you really get left to the point where you're like, for me, somebody who feels like if there's a detail that I can improve upon, I'm going to find that detail and try to make it better. Sorry, guys. I did not have control, and it was almost it might have been the best thing I think to ever happen to the show, because we were laying in bed. Molly was in her bassinet next to the bed, and I was distraught, and I just said to my husband, like, I do not know what I'm going to do. Like, if I need to identify problems and at least point myself in the direction of the solution. And then I can work on that. That gives me something to do. That gives me purpose to move forward. But I did not have any idea what to do. And we turned on a movie. I was like, I need to watch something. I need to do something to completely clear my mind, something super useless or just strictly entertaining. We turned on For Love of the Game, which is not an important detail in the story other than I remember specifically watching that movie during this time. And I was praying so hard, intermittently crying, because I was super hormonal and just very, very emotionally upset at that time. And I was just asking God to give me a name or a direction and peace. Like, please don't let my entire maternity leave with this newborn baby be this. And I was laying there, I'm watching this movie, and all I'm doing is in my mind thinking of like, who could fill this spot? And I looked at my husband, I said, what about Brad Range? I had met Brad at events, maybe like 3 times?
3 or 4
times before that. I had met Brad, and he's like, who's Brad Range? And I go, the guy who's on YouTube. I had made him a moderator of my YouTube channel, even though he just had been there and been reliable, and he understood the point of the show. And my husband did what husbands do in that time, like, I think that's worth considering. I love you, dear.
Mm-hmm.
And like, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, how ridiculous would it be to have somebody who's never worked in radio ever before come be the person who gets put in the driver's seat of the show. And there were never any things that came up to my brain that made it seem like an absolutely bad idea. It just felt like an absolutely gigantic risk. But nothing that was a red flag, bad idea. And I just think that the show that we do today, I'm very proud of it. We've won awards from places, I can't list them specifically or whatever, but we've been acknowledged for what we do here. But I think that our dedication to doing something different than what is being done elsewhere, not to say that anybody else is doing it wrong, but just intentionally trying to do it differently, that my complete and total helplessness in that moment was so necessary so I wouldn't have gotten in my own way. And I think, Ryan, what you contribute to the show is unique. Like, if you ever decided to go somewhere else, I wouldn't be able to go out and find someone to do what you do. I'd have to go out and find someone who does something completely the opposite and probably normal.
That's my goal. What you just said is, I am irreplaceable.
I understand why you heard it that way.
That's what you said. You want to respond?
I understand why you heard it that way.
Just sit in the silence. Accept what you said.
But Brad, to be able to be to track in the same direction with you, and Ryan, you can attest to this too. There's probably nobody more helpful than Brad.
Yeah, Brad seeks to make everything better for everyone.
It's rare.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad about not joking. I mean, it's fun to joke with Brad because you know Brad's intentions are always so good.
Yeah.
You're like, if you say the opposite, you know you're joking. Once in a while, like today, big day today, we're all here. We're all going to be here tonight. You know, everybody's
we're
pulling
spending
together.
the whole day together.
Yeah. It's good to step back and acknowledge just some of the things that God has done for the show and just in our lives. And it's a good thing to do every now and then. We don't do it often enough.
And none of it exists without people listening and participating and contributing. And those people in our circle here come from all political walks. We appreciate everybody. I certainly disagree wholeheartedly with some of the people who listen to the show, and they in turn disagree with me as well. But 97.1 has such an amazing audience, an amazing 97.1 family that has been here since 2000. People have come and people have gone, but the listenership has remained strong. And it is just, I'm 40, and if I don't ever get to do this again, this has been such an honor to be able to do this for a living and to do it with you guys. I feel like this show has never been better. And had I been the one in charge of it the whole time, this would never have happened.
I'm really glad that we're saying this today because tomorrow, format change, we're all trip hop.
And by we're all, you mean they.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll update my resume on LinkedIn. I'm kidding. There's nothing happening that we know of. But that's not usually. If it's happening, they won't tell us until they tell you. So let's take a quick break. Make sure you get your bingo cards on. You can go to my Facebook page, the Annie Fry Show Facebook page. You can go to the Annie Fry on X. You can go to the description of tonight's live broadcast, which is scheduled. You can go set the notifications there as well. Stick around. We'll be right back.
On the east side, where you at? Phone lights at my nightstand in the black. Come here, you can meet me in
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Oh, damn, never seen that color blue. Just think of the fun things we could do. 'Cause I like you. This ain't for the best. My reputation's never been worse, so you must like me for me. Yeah, I want you. We can't make any promises now, can we, babe? But you can make me dream. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it chill that you're in my head? 'Cause I know that it's delicate. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it too soon to do this yet?
Michael's Flooring Outlet. You guys suck. Not Michael's Flooring Outlet. They're the best.
Yeah. Who you talking to here?
No.
Start
No.
over.
That's true. I said that wrong. You guys are being mean to me. You guys are screwing around with me, and I'm trying to talk about how great Michael's Flooring Outlet is.
Yeah, it's our fault.
It is your fault. It has to be your fault. I was trying to be professional, and you guys were trying to hang me out to dry. Or at least toying with the idea.
We wouldn't do that. We were being super genuine a second ago. We're going to stay right there for the rest of the show. No more jokes.
Michael's Flooring Outlet is awesome. You know they're awesome. When you're buying flooring, you want to make sure you pair quality and value. You want to make sure that you feel very educated on whatever you're purchasing. You want to make sure that your investment is going to be something that's going to last. Michael's Flooring Outlet is the place to go. I'm thinking about how I started this.
Oh, no.
I should have just started over. When you go to online to igotfloored.com, you're going to be able to request an estimate there. And you can also see their reviews. I think that this is a key to making sure that you understand what kind of service you're working with. And Michael's Flooring Outlet, they have been in business for decades here in St. Louis, and people trust them. They become repeat customers for them. Carol says, extremely helpful, went beyond to accommodate me. Second time I purchased from them. Perfect case in point. That was 3 days ago. Those reviews are available on their website at I Got Floored. Trust them for your flooring purchase. Make sure that you stop by and see the different displays that they have open and out for you to consume so that you can really feel confident about your purchase. Michael's Flooring Outlet cares about that. And you don't stick around as a locally owned and operated business for 30 years if you haven't done something right, because you've created repeat customers, you've created generational customers, and Michaels has absolutely done that. They are the best, and if you find them online, you can request that estimate, check out their products and their reviews all in one place, igotfloor.com.
Our lives aren't like they used to be. They're busier. Early morning Zooms, grabbing coffee to make that in-office meeting, getting to your kid's soccer game on time. Life is different, and so is advertising. To reach any audience, you need your message out there in all media, broadcast to streaming, on screens, and right to the ears of your customers. And that's what we do at Odyssey. Let's build a media campaign that targets the customers you know and want to reach more of, right here in our community. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-699-1059. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-699-1059. That's 800-699-1059.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Gain peace of mind that your flooring and carpet installation will be done right the first time when you hire the experts at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They give all their clients attentive personal service, even bring toys for the kids of the household. It's a family-owned and operated business for 25-plus years. They make sure you make the right choice for your home. So if you have carpets or hard floors, you're going to be happy for years to come. 3 convenient locations in St. Charles County, 116 Main Street, in Old Town St. Peters at Mid-Rivers and Highway 70, in West County on Olive, and the store in Darden Prairie. Michael's Flooring Outlet, igotfloor.com.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 500 and get 15% off your first purchase with code 500, like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 500 for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 500 to save 15% today.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
On-time news. On your time. Download the Odyssey app and dip in whenever you want. And stay on top of what's happening. 97.1 FM Talk on the Odyssey app. This is the Annie Fry Show.
You've been wearing that crown and tearing me down. It's been a while since you treated me right. You strung me along for far too long, 'cause I never gave up the fight.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. I wanted to ask you guys about this. Did you hear about the Matthew Stafford story?
No.
Have you come across this at all?
I think I've heard this one. Is this the one with his wife?
Fox News is reporting that Kelly Stafford broke the internet last. Well, how am I reading this on the internet?
Oh, shoot. I think I do know this.
Broke the internet last week when she revealed that she once dated her husband's backup quarterback at Georgia in an effort to make him jealous. She said, "I dated the backup to tick him off," which worked. He was the bad boy, too. Matthew's so sweet and a Southern gentleman and all that stuff, and the backup was the complete opposite, and it upset him. It upset Matthew Stafford. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I guess it worked. So you got to tip your hat to her. But yeah, that was a big enough internet story that I don't care about NFL at all. And I read that and was like, oh, that is kind of a big admission. And it also sets up a weird dynamic for your relationship. And then now, so this is a new milestone in the relationship because now she has publicly stated that fact. Changes things a little bit more.
What does it change?
It changes the fact that now everybody knows, and, you know, random person meets Matthew Stafford, might say something to him about it. Might say things that are a little uncouth to Matthew Stafford about his wife's past.
That'd be a smart move.
I'm not saying it would be smart.
Who walks up to Matthew Stafford and starts saying things about his wife? Nobody.
Well, people...
Maybe his teammates.
I was going to say defensive linemen from other teams.
But still.
Hey, right? People who don't have much of a filter. I don't know anybody like that. But if you don't and you think something,
is there anything
you just
wrong
say
with
it.
What she did?
I have no idea. I
don't think so.
The conjecture that's being put upon her is a lot of things that she didn't say. So based on what she said, it is what it is.
The thing that I could see that would be the most wrong with it was the insincere dating of the other guy. So the other guy was just a pawn.
You never see men who insincerely date women.
Well, but I mean that doesn't make it right. But that would be the problem that I would see. But I actually did something similar to this.
Peel back this.
There was a girl I wanted to ask to prom, and I really liked. And I asked her to prom, and she never said no, but she never said yes, and she was hemming and hawing and never gave me an answer. So I just took her sister to prom. Her little sister.
Okay.
Were you dating her?
No. This was in the pursuit phase. I don't know what you call it. Whenever I was trying to date her, and she was playing hard to get, and I was tired of her playing hard to get, so I asked her sister to prom.
Was she playing hard to get, or was she just not saying no?
Well, she was...
Did she just like the attention?
Well, when I asked her sister on the phone, she was in the room with her sister.
Did you say,
and I could hear her
hello,
get upset.
sister, get your sister in here. I have to ask you a question.
Yeah. Let me talk to your sister real quick. She's like, Brad just asked me to prom. And she's, what? I heard her yell that in the background, and so we just went ahead and we went with it.
How old were you? Grade?
I was a senior, and she was a junior, and her sister was a sophomore.
Okay. Was your intention to make the elder sister jealous?
Push her one way or the other. But
it didn't work.
It worked.
Hold on, time out. You used the little sister.
Yes. But she was in on it.
Wait. What does that mean?
She understood.
She understood
she knew that
she understood what
she
was
knew
going on.
her role in this.
Yeah, because she would make comments like you need to just give him an up or down answer or something like that all the time. And so finally I was just like, hey, why don't we go and force her to make a decision? So I took her little sister to prom. A little bit later, me and the girl that I was actually pursuing started dating. It didn't work out, but...
So it did work.
It worked, yeah.
Ultimately. So what you're saying is, both of you, based on the Matthew Stafford story and on Brad Range's story, is that dating someone to make someone else jealous works 100% of the time.
I did it.
No, did you really?
Yeah.
That's where this was going, wasn't
That's how
it?
I got Jared.
Oh, I think I knew this.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know what the guy's last name was, and I was like, quote unquote, dating him for 2 months.
Good on you guys. I was never even in a position to be able to do that.
What are you talking about? You faked that you knew how to play the guitar.
Yeah, but it was obvious that I didn't know how to play guitar once I started trying.
You were so... I mean, if anything, you showed Mrs. Wiggins, I can really commit.
Yeah, I was committed to a bit.
Yes.
Wait, you got to tell your story now.
Let's take a break, and I will.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Professional Radio.
Mrs. Stafford and I, we are one and the same. I'll tell you when we come back. Go vote in the YouTube live chat poll. We'll give you those results also.
What you deserve. Oh, Mama always told me that I should play nice. She didn't know you, and she gave me that advice. I'm through with you. You're one bridge I like to burn. Bottle up the ashes, smash the urn. I'm through with you. La-di-da.
Cassens and Sons, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. You are looking for a vehicle? Make sure that while you're poking around the internet to find the perfect car for you, that you definitely go to CassensSons.com. CassensSons.com. 618-800-2712. Maybe you're looking for something like a totally sweet ride, like a 2023 Challenger GT. A lease for 42 months, 0 down, $399 a month. Tax, title, and license not included. This vehicle is going to be exactly what you've been looking for if you're looking for something at a great price point and with great people. Cassens will take care of you through the entire lease process. I've purchased multiple cars from Cassens. Currently, I drive a Chrysler Pacifica that I bought new from them in 2019. And we also have a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I think this is what my husband drives. It's big. It's awesome. It fits my whole family. And I got a big family. And it gets us from point A to point B. I trust Cassens with our investments when it comes to vehicles. And I'd encourage you to give them the opportunity to earn your business as well. The sales team there, they've been there for a long time. They do not turn people over. They generationally sell vehicles to people. Why don't you be next? 618-800-2712. 618-800-2712. CassensSons.com.
Hey, St. Louis, are you in search of top-notch cybersecurity solutions? Look no further. ThrottleNet is here to help. Ransomware attacks are on the rise, putting businesses like yours at risk. Don't let cyber criminals jeopardize your hard-earned success. ThrottleNet provides comprehensive cybersecurity services tailored specifically to your unique needs. Our award-winning customer service provides 24/7 protection to keep your data safe and secure. Take charge of your digital security today. Protect your business, protect your future. ThrottleNet.com, your reliable partner in cybersecurity.
At Lakeside Renovation and Design, our secret sauce isn't just the tools we use or the materials we choose. It's our people. We're not just builders. We're local craftsmen, highly skilled in our trades. Our team takes immense pride in transforming homeowners' visions into reality. We're not just in the business of remodeling. We're in the business of making homes more beautiful, comfortable, and valuable. What sets us apart? Integrity and honesty. Our craftsmen exceed expectations because we care. Lakeside, where every nail, every cut, every detail is a testament to our commitment to you.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Onder Law, we deliver big judgments for the little guy. Onder Law takes on the biggest industries and holds them accountable. Call today for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
The debate is tonight. The question for the YouTube live chat poll of the day, does the debate winner matter? Yes or no? Let us know what you think about this question. And, of course, watch the debate with us tonight. We're going to live stream it. We're going to be playing the whole thing on the radio as well if you're in your car. And get debate bingo. We have a Biden card. We have a Trump card. Those are both Trump card. That's so cool. We have those available at our Facebook page, the Annie Fry Facebook page, or on Annie Fry Show's Twitter. So you get those either place. 2:47. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. This is news from Fox News here recently. Did you hear about the Chick-fil-A shooting? Took place in Texas?
No.
They said that it seemed like it was a targeted shooting. We didn't report much on it, but authorities now say that the suspect in a deadly Texas shooting that killed 2 people inside a fast food restaurant is in custody and that he is in the United States illegally.
Well, how do you do?
Another one.
Gosh.
We're going to be at Dave & Buster's tonight, sold out watch party. We're excited to see everybody there. Be sure to get your bingo cards, as Ryan was just saying in the time check, for fun tonight. If you're going to be there with us, you can play digitally and you can play with the printouts that we have. If you're not going to be there and you're going to be sitting in your PJs on the couch and some popcorn and a glass of wine or something, you can get these signed up for digitally and play along with us. It'll be exciting and fun. It really adds a little something extra to the experience.
Yeah, and while you're playing, like, live chat's going.
Yes.
So tell us where you're at. You know, if you hit bingo, let us know.
We're not going to be streaming the debate on our thing. Our YouTube is, you got to watch it where you are.
Yes.
And we are going to be watching it where we are, and we're going to have a similar common place to have that discussion. And I'm sure, like, when I was putting these things on the debate cards, I don't have them next to me, but I was trying to make sure that anything that was on there, we wouldn't feel shameful, like hollering out in the middle of the night.
Like, crooked.
Oh, that one's fine.
Witch hunt.
Yeah, those are good. Those are fine. I didn't want it to be insensitive.
Terrible.
Yes. You're on the Trump card.
I am.
I can tell. We were talking about Matthew Stafford's wife. She's kind of like rustled up the internet here. And she said that Kelly Stafford came out on a podcast or something and said that she dated the backup quarterback to Matthew Stafford to tick him off because she wanted to date Matthew Stafford. There's a lot of hubbub over whether that was the appropriate thing to do. And I've told this story before. This is not like brand new information. But before Jared and I started dating, we were close friends in our circle of friends for maybe a year and a half or so. And so we were going to all the same places, Wild Country every Thursday night. We did all these things together as a social group. And I liked him. And I think people knew that I liked him. He probably liked me. And I think people knew that he probably liked me. But he was not like Mr. I'm looking for commitment at 20 years old and 21 or 22. Not really uncommon. And there was one weekend, it was like November, and Thanksgiving was coming up, and there were kind of rumblings that he was going to maybe ask me out or something like that. I went to a state football game that my brother was playing in for like 48 hours. And I came back and he was dating some other girl.
Ooh.
And I'm like, heck with this. I'm going out with the next guy who asked me out.
All right.
And I did. And he was, I don't feel like I used this guy. Like, I went on dates with him. We went to the movies. We went out, and I'm a good girl, and I dated boys, but I feel like when you say that in the context of the early 2000s, that there's just implications in 2024 that don't translate. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking that those implications exist, but I dated him. I went on dates with him, and he was also a frequenter of the places that my social group was frequenting. So of course I would be there with him, but Jared was with his girlfriend, and they were having a good time.
So
he did it first.
Let's say, let's call this guy Greg. So let's say you and Greg were on a date, and
Right.
Jared walks by.
I know a Greg, and I didn't date Greg. So
Okay.
if you're listening and you're like, you just tuned in, Greg.
Greggles.
Stanley.
Okay,
I don't know any Stanleys.
Okay, Stanley. Let's say you were on a date with Stanley,
Mhm.
and you're sitting there. You're not having a great time because you don't really want to be dating him. But Jared walks by. Do you do something like, "Oh, Stanley, that's so funny. We're having such a good time."
No.
So I'm just trying to imagine Annie do that.
He's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, a lot of the times we were together would be at Wild Country, so I'd dance with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it was. But he was dating somebody else first. So, like, I thought that I thought this thing was going to happen. And I, like, left for a minute and came back. And, like, I understand he was he was a free agent. And he should date whoever he wanted to. But I was like, okay, if you want to date somebody, I'm dating somebody.
Maybe he got upset that you left.
Yeah, that's totally what happened. He was like, she's gone. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah, he was on the rebound.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's pretty.
Yeah, I'll take whoever comes along next.
And I mean, like, the guy I dated, there's nothing wrong with that guy. And the guy, Stanley, and the girl he dated, that was, I mean, it was what it was. Like, you date, you can date to, like, get married. You can date to have a fun, good time with people you like. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I just thought I would participate. But he was not okay with it.
Jared wasn't.
Yeah.
So it worked.
I have never been in a relationship where there was any cheating going on anywhere in proximity to me. So there was an ending of those two relationships, and ours, Jared and mine, started later on after that happened. But I'm pretty sure it was the catalyst. Because I wasn't with anybody else in our friendship. I wasn't with anybody else in that time. That was the first time you saw me be with someone else.
And now every time you see Jared, you're like, Jared, that's so funny. We're having such a good time.
No, I love my husband. We've been married since 2007, and it's fun to grow with somebody, because like last night when I looked at my husband and our kids were driving us freaking crazy, it was just so noisy in the room, and everybody, your kids kind of go into silly mode sometimes, and you just live in it. And we just, like, at the same time at the dinner table looked at each other like, can't do this right now. And we were like, how about we don't? And I said to him, I go, let's just go upstairs and tell him to handle the rest. And it was the relief on his face. So we just did that. We went upstairs and we watched Jesse Waters Primetime. And I worked on Trump bingo cards. And it was a date.
Yeah, Jesse Waters Primetime has saved many marriages. I'm going to get on Twitter. I'm going to get on Twitter and let him know that.
No.
At Annie Fry Show.
Don't.
Dear Jesse Waters.
Maybe Google what you're talking about right now.
Tweet at Jesse Waters. Dear
Stop.
at Jesse Waters.
Stop. Debate watch party tonight, y'all.
What? It is?
Yeah, Trump bingo, Biden bingo. You got to reserve your card. There's a limited amount of cards that I have acquired for our fun this evening, so make sure you reserve yours with an email address. If you go to the Annie Fry Show Facebook page, the Annie Fry Show Twitter page, or the description in the broadcast that's scheduled for tonight at 8 p.m., I'm going to be broadcasting on 97.1 with Mark and Mark up until 8, like when the broadcast starts. So I don't know if you hooligans are going to start the live broadcast without me on YouTube. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah,
We don't know. We'll see what happens. But make sure you go reserve your spot with those bingo cards. And I'm excited. Tomorrow's going to be such a fun show. We've got Joe DeVito coming in studio at 12:25 tomorrow. Great to have him in. Make sure you get tickets for his show this weekend. And gosh, there's just going to be so much to talk about. Does the debate winner matter? That's our YouTube poll for today. 250 votes. 58% say yes. 42 say no, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought it'd be more decisive. We'll find out next time we're on the air. We'll know who won. Mark Reard next.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving